Welcome to the Samwelb B12 experience,
where we have you covered for all the NHL action, play-by-play, news, and more. Make sure to subscribe today.
Watching Samwelb experience.
What's up, everybody? It's Saturday night. It's the Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens in a classic rivalry matchup to close out rivalry week. This is going to be an absolute ditty tonight. I am so excited. I hope you are too. You know, and I know this is going to be a ton fun, and I absolutely cannot wait for this game to get going. The Leafs, the Habs, Saturday night. It doesn't get any better than this. We got a lot to talk about. Triton with a little shimmy off the top. We got a lot to dive into, so let's get right in it and get going. Welcome in AAU Triton, White Trash Guy. What's going on? Welcome in. Davey Boy, how's it going? B Disney in the house. Jared, what's up? Beverly is here. Wilma, Captain Tuttle, how's it going? Hayden, what's up? Jonathan, welcome. Hope you had a great time the other night. Austin, welcome. Not at home. Hello there. Good to see you. Charlie, good evening. Lewis, what's up? Welcome in. Dallas, very us. Good to see you. Jake, what's up? Welcome in, everybody. If I missed you, we'll catch you as we go. Robert, Jared, good to see you. Jared, no problem at all. Richard, oh my God, I'm going to fall off my chair. Richard with the 50-pound super chat to honor my late father, James Cochran, a lifelong Habs fan. Richard, thank you. And wow, I really appreciate that. Huge stick taps for Richard in honoring his late father. Thank you so much, Richard. Let's get that redeem stick tap right away. Wow, thank you very much. Get those sticks flooding in the chat. All right. Kind of took my breath away with that one, Richard. I'm not going to lie. Thank you again. Jared, talking about Boston. Listen, yes, you guys won all 4 in the regular season. It was a tough one, but the Leafs did something to Boston in the last game that I can't believe it. The Leafs took Marchand, knocked him down. So he has a picture on the ice. He's going, no, please, no, stay away. Marchand turtling, but the Leafs took it so hard, so physical to Boston Boston was so scared. Toronto forced Boston to go out and make a trade to get Pat Maroon the Goon. Boston so scared they couldn't handle the Leafs physically anymore. They go and get a goon like Maroon. So good job, Maple Leafs. Can't wait for that playoff series. It's going to be a doozy. But yeah, I kind of, White Trash Guy, I kind of, how do we not cheer for Montreal tonight in honor of Richard's late father, James? Such a great gesture. Greatest Leafs go. Welcome in. All right. Now that I got all the Boston jokes out of the way, big lineup shuffles tonight for Toronto. Let's get into it. Chris, what's going on? Antonio, welcome in. For Toronto, Tyler Bertuzzi moves up into that first line spot with Austin Matthews and William Nylander. This because Mitch Marner is out tonight. Marner is out day to day with some kind of a lower body injury. And hey, I finally made my Tim Hortons picks on time. Thanks, Tim Hortons, for not telling me Mitch Marner not going to be playing tonight. So my first selection, I picked Marner. So I may as well not even made a pick. But Bertuzzi, Matthews, and Nylander, second line, big shakeup here. Max Domi is going to be with John Tavares and Calle Jarnkrok. The third line is going to look like Matthew Nyes with David Kempf and Bobby McMahon. Our fourth line is going to be Ryan Reeves with Pontus Holmberg and newly acquired Connor Dwyer. Connor Dwyer going in as that fourth line center. On the D side, we got TJ Brody. He's going to be with Jake McCabe. Morgan Riley pairs up with Lyubushkin. Timothy Liljegren is in there with also newcomer Joel Edmondson. So both newcomers, Edmondson and Dwyer, coming into the lineup tonight. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, Ilya Samsonov between the pipes. Gregor is a healthy scratch tonight. Benoit is a healthy scratch. And in case you missed it, this pains me to say, William Lagesson was put on waivers and was apparently claimed off waivers by the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. So they list Lagesson here as scratched, but I did see he was claimed off waivers by the Ducks. Lagesson is gone. Almost every player that was put on waivers the other day for free agent, or not free agent, trade deadline day, they all cleared waivers. Everybody except for the Maple Leafs. Everybody likes to mess with the Maple Leafs when they put guys on waivers. Ryan, how's it going? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you had a great day today. Duke, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Snapped up, yeah, like a dropped loony, right? And that was tough. I like Lagesson so much. I was really excited to see how he was going to develop, but now he's going to be in Anaheim, and, well, I'm really not going to be watching many Anaheim games. Leo, what's going on? Let's go, Leafs. Good to see you. All right, for those Montreal Canadiens, Cole Caulfield with Nick Suzuki and Slavkovsky going to be leading the way. We got Joshua Waugh with Alex Newhook and Joel Armia. Alex Newhook, a player to watch. This kid has a lot of talent. Josh Anderson, who's known to be a Leaf killer. Josh Anderson with Jake Evans and Brendan Gallagher. Then we got Michael Pizzetta with Raphael Harvey Pinard and Tanner Pearson. Tanner Pearson, a big tough guy as well. On the D side, we got Mike Matheson, who, God, I like him so much. He was drafted by the Panthers, played well for the Panthers, but finds his way to Montreal. He's with Caden Gooley. We got Arbor Jackeye with Dennis Savard. Jaden Struble with Jordan Harris. And it looks like Sam the Man Montembeault going to get the start tonight in net for Montreal. Now, these lines could certainly be shaken bacon all the way through. Of course, we'll have to see how things are going to work out. Lala's Place, what's going on? Krusty, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. As you are coming in, make sure you're smashing that thumbs up button as we go. Now, a little note, and we might have to wait till first intermission. Well, first intermission, we're going to go through all the trades that took place in the last day or so and break them all down, because I do have some opinions. But in regards to the Maple Leafs, the two standout acquisitions, Joel Edmonton. He comes in. He's wearing number 20. He's a 6'5", 221-pound defenseman. He is 31, and he's another left-handed shot, but he is a big guy. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. He's going to clear guys out from front of the net. He is the type of player the Leafs need. So I am happy we brought him in. He wasn't my number one choice. I was going for Paryenko. The Leafs were in on Paryenko for a long time, but Tree Living came out and said he had a bunch of things burning, but they just didn't come to fruition, and this is going to be the kid that goes the way. Now, from what I also hearing, there's a lot of hardballing going on with the Toronto franchise. We know they were also in with Matt Dumba, and apparently the ask was very, very, very high. And at the end of the day, Matt Dumba gets traded. Was it like a 4th-round pick or something? Absolutely ridiculous. I also heard the Leafs were teasing, potentially flirting with using that 1st-rounder in the Hanifin deal, and that was a no-go in Ixnade, and there's no way Calgary was trading with Toronto. Roger, what's going on? Crazy Canuck, welcome in. My favorite teams, the Bruins, the Lightning, Avalanche, and Ducks. Yeah, listen, Florida Panthers today. Holy moly, what a coming out party for Vladimir Tarasenko. Tarasenko, a couple of goals. He looked absolutely spectacular. Some of you guys also made us get Andrew Peaky. How about that? Toffoli. Oh, listen, Tyler Toffoli, boy, oh boy. I wasn't sure what was going to end up happening with him, but this guy, Tyler Toffoli, can score. We're going to talk more about it. I've said too much already. What's up? What about Crosby? Dallas, no movement on Crosby. It did come out. It was funny. It did come out as time was getting closer to the 3 o'clock marker. Tomcat, what's up? Crosby, apparently, social media was saying Crosby agreed for 3 teams to waive his no trade clause, no move clause. We don't know for certain what those 3 teams were, but speculation was Toronto, New York, and Colorado, which is crazy. So you never know what could happen this offseason. We'll have to wait and see. Again, it's just speculation. We don't know for certain. Now, the other player, Onyx, what's going on? The other player, Toronto picked up Connor Dwyer. He's wearing number 26. He's a center. He's about 5'10". He's about $183. He's 25 years of age. He is a grinder. He's that 4th liner. He's going to go in. I think he's got 10 goals this year, which is a career high for him. And he was interviewed earlier today, and the scary thing is, God, he looks so much like I do. It was like looking in a mirror. It was frightening. But Connor Dwyer is supposed to be that 4th line grinder that's going to go in, which makes me think come this offseason, what moves, who is not going to be around from that bottom half of the lineup, and will we re-sign? Will we keep Connor Dwyer around? So lots of action to see as things play out. We crushed the Penguins. Yeah, Penguins got hit hard. But I will say, for those of you that have Disney Plus was showing the Bruins-Penguins game today in Kitty Vision, in the animated, cartoony stuff, and it was actually really cool. They did a great job with it. So if you have little ones getting into hockey, it was pretty cool. Ryan, I think it could happen. Listen, him and Nate McKinnon are best buddies, right? And there's a lot of buzz going on. It's not just me. I'm not the one sitting here going, hey, this is it. I only will tell you things if I see multiple and reliable people and sources talking about it. So it's not me that's the delusional one. I'm just bringing to you what we're hearing from the professionals. Curtis, what's going on? Welcome to the show. They are just doing the anthems, and then we're going to be picking this one up and getting it going. Crosby's glad to be staying where he is now. You know what? I don't know about that. My 15-year-old loves the Leafs. There you go. Love to see that. Seth, what's going on? Shows football and toy. Yeah, I love what they do. It's a great way of getting these younger kids, younger generations into the sports. Charles, what's going on? Good night from Nassau, Bahamas. Thank you very much, Charles. I appreciate that. Very much. I love the Bahamas. I always say some of the best meals I've ever had in my life were in the Bahamas. They were absolutely incredible. Richard, beautiful place there. But welcome in and thank you. Sorry, Charles. Beautiful place and welcome to the show. All right, they're doing a little ceremony here, and then we're going to go a little ceremony to honor Dr. Francis Fontaine. They're having a moment and going to get things going fairly soon. While they're going through talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins, tomorrow we are bringing you a little Pittsburgh Penguin action as the Penguins are taking on the Edmonton Oilers, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to get some coverage in there with Penguins Oilers. That's going to be a good one. Crosby, McDavid. Isn't Edmondson the guy who cross-checked the Leaf Simmons? Yep, Krusty. That's the guy. That's the guy. He's made himself well known. But listen, he's a gritty, grimy, move, get out of the way type of player, and he's someone we need. John B, what's going on? Can Joey Photo play on the first line? We might need him. Interesting what they're doing with Voto. I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out with the Blue Jays. Craigton, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome with professional. Thanks for acknowledging Paradise. Thank you so much. No, for sure. Listen, we appreciate you. This is the best hockey community on YouTube. We're all about chit chat and having a good time. We welcome everybody in. Couple of things we do for those that are new. BCHL, what's going on? Welcome in. Couple of things we do just by being here, whether you're chatting or not, you're earning points. Daryl, how's it going? Everybody is earning points. You can check your points at any time by doing ! points in the chat. That will tell you exactly how many points you've earned. Then you'll see as we go along, people will be dropping different redeem commands in the chat. There'll also be a bot that tells you the commands, and you can bring graphics up on the screen, whether it's Montreal graphics, Toronto graphics, there's a bunch of random stuff, but you can have fun bringing those graphics up all game long. Let's see, the BCHL, how's it going? Morgan, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Now, along with the points, bless you, along with the points, we also love for you to cheer for your team. It doesn't matter if you're a Leaf fan, if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan. We even allow Boston Bruins fans to hang out with us. It doesn't matter who you cheer for. We want you to cheer loud and proud for your team. All we ask that you're respectful towards one another, no bullying or personal attacks, keep the foul language out, but everything else flies. You want to say, Sam, Leafs suck? Go right ahead. You want to say Montreal rules? That's okay. We're going to have a lot of fun, just having a good time here. That's right, no Morgan Riley. Morgan Riley officially out today with a lower body injury. Now, if you remember in last night's game, when he had that open net and he didn't shoot and he elected to kind of wrap around and he tried to go and put one in the other side, he kind of stretched his leg awkwardly and he went to the bench shortly after that and he was kind of bent over in some serious discomfort. So I'm wondering if he tweaked a groin or pulled a groin or did something. Hopefully he's okay and comes back soon. Sounds like a politician. I'm not even going to go there, John B. But yeah, far from it. We just want to have a good time for a couple of hours while we listen and check out a fantastic hockey game. Of course, Montreal struggling this year, trying to get back in it, trying to get things going. Slafkovsky, a strong pickup. He's been playing really, really well. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield lighting things up. And of course, they're getting some decent goaltending from Sam Montembeault. Overall, on the power play, Toronto has the advantage. On the penalty kill, Toronto has the advantage. On the faceoffs, Toronto has the advantage. On all the statistical categories, Toronto has the advantage. Can they bounce back and take this game? Or is Montreal going to upset them and take it away? Let's get things ready to go. We're about ready to drop the puck. Let's get over to the game screen. All right, we are just about set to go. Again, thanks you all for coming in. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's get set as Matthews is going to go toe-to-toe with Suzuki to drop this one and start this hockey game. Are you ready? I know I am.
Since 1984 for a Toronto visit to Montreal.
Original Six, biggest rivalry in hockey. Game on.
Suzuki,
Let's go.
And Caulfield. It's Matthews along with Nylander and Bertuzzi. An offside.
Yeah, Jared, that's right. Allmark nixed that trade. I was actually shocked when I heard that Allmark potentially was going to go, but he would not make the move.
Interesting to watch and see how Domi, who's been playing quite well at center, at least to the
That's
start
what
of this
happens
game,
when you give players a little bit of power.
Hard to believe, Chris, though, that these two teams haven't played since game 1.
Yeah, I agree, Krusty. Very underrated.
Anticipated game here in Montreal between these two.
Ron mentioned in the pregame show that the home side has won the last 12 meetings between these great rivals. Game Dooley battling, and Michael Matheson helps out, plays it off the boards, and it gets past Labushkin out at center ice. Here comes Slafkovsky, right wing, and Caulfield's in.
Already, and they score, Montreal. Look at that.
38 seconds.
Wow, what a hot start. Montreal. And it's Mike Matheson lighting it up. Triton coming in with the $5 super chat. Oh, so you can buy stuff in Phoenix. You'll need them to at least make the playoffs. Triton. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Slavkovsky with a beautiful pass, putting this one in, and Cole Caulfield threading the needle. Mike Matheson walking in all the way alone. Samsonov kicking one leg one way, kicking the other way. And Montreal knows how to start a hockey game. Prep, what's going on? Welcome in.
It's Montreal off and running.
Perfect Dubas game.
For the Leafs along with Domi and Yardtrup. Battling in behind Montembeault. It comes loose for the captain. Tried to center. That's denied by Newhook. And the Canadiens are out. David Savard, the senior statesman of the Canadiens, still patrolling the Montreal blue line after a lot of trade speculation. TJ Brody moves up for the Leafs. He'll flip it in on the backhand. Toronto making changes.
Lewis, what's going on? Welcome in.
There's Brody.
That didn't take long.
On the forecheck as it comes to Nyes, covering the point.
Trevor, what's going on?
Bobby
We always
McMahon.
put like trash this morning. That's
David Kemp. There's Joel Edmondson firing it.
Thanks,
right
Trevor.
on.
Appreciate the
His
$12
first
super
shift
chat.
is
Trevor,
the
we're doing the
Still
Oilers
remember
Penguins
the Montreal
tomorrow.
Canadiens.
Hope you're going to be
Nyes is up
around.
with it.
But we got a
Beats
matinee
back to
special
Liljegren.
tomorrow,
Across for
1
Edmondson,
p.m.
and he
Eastern.
Drifts that high of the net. Liljegren on the
Hey,
other
go to the
side.
kitchen for a moment.
Here's
Boom.
Nyes shaking
That's
up
right,
in
Davey
Boston,
boy.
but
It was a
ready
beautiful
to go
passing
tonight.
play by
McMahon put it in
Montreal
front. That
to
hit
set that up.
Kemp to Nyes, picked it off. Gallagher intercepts a pass back to Edmondson, and the Canadiens were out because it's sent down into the Toronto zone. Liljegren hands
That's
it
right,
off.
getting
and
those stick
here's the
taps
other
going.
Leaf
You guys
Cooper,
know what to
Connor
do.
Dewar,
It's like
along with
automatic
Ryan
now. I
Reeves,
love it.
and those two are familiar with each other. Line mates with Minnesota. Brendan Gallagher back the other way has Josh Anderson moving. Anderson always
Ooh,
seems to
Anderson
play
taking
well
Labushkin into the boards
against
after the
Toronto, and a
whistle.
nice call.
Reeves going to come over and whisper
Well, it
sweet
didn't take
nothings
long
in
to
his
get
ear.
things going here, and it's Matheson. As
You know,
I
with
said,
these
just
couple of
watch his
giveaways so
read
quickly,
here.
Toronto should
Just
start gift
nobody
wrapping
covers
them.
him.
I
He's
mean,
in all alone and just
Easter's
shows
coming
great
up, right?
patience as he pulls that one across.
My goodness.
You know, it's good to see him healthy
Phil,
this
welcome
year.
in.
Back in 9th goal already, and on the back end there is.
You know what, Phil?
real
I think
push.
Slavkovsky has
You know,
really
Montreal
started to
Canadiens,
perform.
surprisingly,
He looks
Chris, one of
good.
the top
Shane Wright
teams
still
in terms
having
of
all
percentage
kinds of issues.
of goals from their back end.
He's
They're
played really
second most
well
goals
in the
National Hockey
AHL,
League, and
but he's
there's the ninth
really
for
struggling.
Matheson.
He had problems with the glass here, and that's going to get some attention from the
Prep, you're very
staff
welcome.
here.
We're going to be rolling those
You
out. And
mentioned
if you
it,
haven't
the
seen it,
12
we put
games
out
in
our
a row that
first
the home team has
PWHL
won
player
against this
profile.
matchup.
We're going to
No
be rolling
teams
out a
have played
new
more
player
games
profile
against each other
every
than the
Friday
Montreal
afternoon.
Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs,
So
and
if you're a
it's interesting how the
PWHL
home ice
fan
has
and you
really
want to learn a
started to
little bit more
take
about
hold
these
here in the
players,
last 12
make
games.
sure you check out
Cole
these
Caulfield
videos.
with
They're
a
only
nice
going to be
play
about
there.
a
We had
minute
great
to a
chat with
minute and a
Marty
half
St. Louis
to give
this
you a little
morning.
introduction
Talked
to some of
about
these
Caulfield's
players playing in the
evolution as a
PWHL.
playmaker, and actually compared him
That's
to
right.
Steven
Toronto was it
Stamkos, who
3-0,
he said
a
was
big victory
a
over
pure
Montreal
sniper early,
yesterday.
became
That was a great
an
game.
accomplished playmaker later in his career, and Although Caulfield hasn't scored at the rate
Toronto
that
Rock 12,
I think
Colorado
everybody in
7. There
Montreal
you
was
go.
expecting.
The Rock can get it done.
St. Louis encouraged by the playmaking development.
It was, Phil. It was a crazy draft. I remember we were bringing that draft coverage, and we were all ready for Wright, and he just kept dropping and dropping. It looks like we got a broken glass here. Broken glass being addressed. But it was a crazy draft how he kept falling. And remember when Shane Wright was taken, he walked up on that stage and gave that glare over to the Montreal table.
It just snapped in half.
So Matthew Nyes takes his man into the boards, Alex Newhook, and the little piece of glass just snapped in half.
Of hurting anybody.
Yeah, not at home. They were amazing.
So the players out trying to loosen up. I think just about everybody had.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen our PWHL player profile, make sure to check it out. Again, it's only
here's
a minute,
where you just got the engine revved up in this
Alex
building
Carpenter,
with the early goal. And
who was going into last night's games, you were tied for the lead in PWHL scoring.
And now you've got to try to stay limber and make sure you don't cool down.
Let's check in with Kyle.
Yeah, Chris, just on the goal scorer here to open things tonight. Caden Gooley was saying this season has been Mike Matheson's coming out party. His skating gets him out of plenty of trouble, into offensive situations too. It's long been a strength of his. John Goyens, one of his minor hockey coaches, said even in Bantam, it didn't just stick out, it jumped out at you. He grew up in a family where the expectation was you were an athlete first, not
Richard,
just a hockey player.
Goyens believes
playing different sports growing up was a huge factor in how well Matheson moves on the ice and his skating on display.
Now we actually have
tonight.
Now has 18 points in 23 games and a couple of minutes.
Right on top. Sam's actually somewhat prepared. If you're a Mike Matheson fan, we have a clear showcase hot rookie prospect auto number 2. I can't read it.
Which he has now broken this season. So I think the Montreal Canadiens are getting the player that they had hoped. And another guy on the back end. You just saw the ability to make the breakout pass, but also the ability to read and join the rush. And
my goodness,
that finish at the end looked like a guy who's done it before.
Number 148 of 499, a little Michael
So it's
Matheson
the day after the trade deadline.
Auto card. There's the auto
much
there.
of an exhale
so
is
if you're a card collector and you're a Michael Matheson fan,
I think everybody has a different way of handling what comes with trade deadline. Some of the older players who are thinking that their names are being
148 of
thrown around. Like you think of David Savard.
If you're interested, let me know. That's our card of the day.
You know that it's going to affect everybody, and I think you can't help. You're just human. That it starts to worry you a little bit.
They certainly are.
Now,
they've been playing.
You look at two different types
incredible.
of
Those games are so
Canadiens,
much fun to watch.
You keep a guy like Savard to help the youth.
Welcome in if you're just coming in. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button.
Good example of being a professional.
We appreciate it. If you're not
already subscribed, now you go with 19 games left, as Marty St. Louis said, you got to get some
through doing a little glass repair.
Consistency in your game each and every night. And that's what you can look for.
That glass again. Glass is very different
on this game
than the way it used to be.
19 games. On the other side,
it doesn't just shatter into pieces. Kind of this one, it kind of at the top, it kind of just cracked and it kind of folded down in half by the penalty box. But nonetheless, you got to pull that out.
Fourth line center who can play wing.
Phantom, how's it going? Welcome in.
How are we going to play down these 19 games to set us up for the inevitable, looks like anyways, matchup against the Boston Bruins come playoff time?
So Toronto certainly has a lot of work to do.
Almost made an immediate impact. A shot from the point that tested Montembeault. 3 years a member of the Canadiens, and a big part of that run to the Stanley Cup final for him. Morgan Riley celebrating his 30th birthday, and based on the last couple of Saturday nights, he's a guy we better watch.
Yeah, I always say you always score on your birthday. Yeah, there's Edmondson. 6'5", adds another element. You couple that with Labushkin and his physical play.
I haven't read a hockey book
followed this
in
Leaf team
quite
feel
a long time. But
there's
I'll tell you, there's a
real purpose to try to get bigger, try to get a little
that
tougher.
I've been reading.
Here's what Edmondson brings to this
Playing for
Toronto
Pizza.
Maple Leafs team.
It's called Playing for Pizza. It's a really fun book.
So Edmondson's been a Stanley Cup champion with the St. Louis Blues. Was a big part of
CFL, goes over to play in Europe. He gets all his contracts canceled. NFL, CFL.
So that
going over to play in Europe.
I think is exactly why
Playing for Pizza. If you want to read a fun sports book, a fun football book, Playing for Pizza, you got to check that out.
Be interesting how
Easton Cowan. Talking about Easton Cowan, what is he? 31 game
just
point
over
streak.
a 6-minute delay.
I believe he's up to now. Easton Cowan is absolutely
replacement
crushing
glass
They're holding it, but they're not doing anything.
They're still working on it.
See, I don't think this is the right
Unless
fit.
that's the book. Might not have the right fit. You're right.
Yeah, I sure do, Onyx. There's Easton Cowan. Easton Cowan going absolute beast mode. What a pickup.
Well, you know, as a coach, too, you game plan. I think
shocked me.
Sheldon keeps trying to get some attention there from Marty St. Louis.
Traverse City tournament and what he did kind of in preseason. I was like, this kid is going to be something. And the year he's having right now in London is nuts. Easton Cowan.
I know it was addressed earlier today, but
lighting it up.
So
Adrian, they're only about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this hockey game.
Near the penalty box to be fixed.
That they're having some trouble repairing. They're going to take a commercial break. 1-0 Montreal, but yeah, not a great start. Not a great start at all. It was a beautiful passing play that Montreal made, breaking into the Toronto zone, and then it's Mike Matheson who puts it in. Slavkovsky made a ridiculous pass from just inside the blue line to Caulfield, cross ice, and then Caulfield with an equally nice pass back over to Matheson, who's coming in, and Matheson just deked Samsonov out of his jockstrap. Sammy didn't know which way to go. He didn't know what was up, what was down. He was completely out of it, and Matheson showing some pretty hands getting that first goal. So 38 seconds into this hockey game, it's 1-0 Montreal. And like I said, we're only about 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so into this hockey game due to the stoppage for the broken glass. And I think this is actually good. It's probably a little longer than players would like it to be. Obviously, you're trying to get into the hockey game. But Toronto can use this time to kind of say, like, what just happened? Toronto's playing a very different style of hockey lately. I don't know how much you guys have noticed this. Prior to the All-Star break, and even shortly after the All-Star break, Toronto was only throwing like 15 to 20 hits a game, right? They were not hitting a lot. When Toronto went out on the West Coast, we saw them kind of change. Guy, what's up? Welcome in. Toronto has been a hitting machine. They're throwing between 35 and 45 hits a game, which is incredible. You know, we saw it last night against Boston. They were right there with Boston in hits. I think Toronto, at the end of the day, actually had more hits than Boston did. It was pretty wild to see what they did. Yes, Toronto lost, but their physicality is increasing. And with the additions of Lyubushkin and others, Edmondson and Dwar, you're going to see those numbers and that physicality continue to go up. Oh, that's right, Guy. Sorry, I did it again. See, I just saw that. Guy, I apologize. Bonjour, welcome in. I hope all is well. Hits don't get us points. They don't get us points, Daryl, but it's changing that mentality, right? Changing that mentality, style of play. All right, we're back from commercial break. Let's pick this one up. Get her going.
So, 9.5-minute delay here. As Anderson down that right side, Riley trying to slow him up. Brendan Gallagher checked by Matthews, and out comes Bertuzzi. One hands it inside the line. Riley follows up, swings it to the far side.
Talking about Bertuzzi, if you missed his scrap the other day, we have that posted up on the channel as a short. It was incredible.
Pass broken up by Nylander. With Matthews, lost the puck. Anderson, Matheson, shot. Samsonov across to make that save as Raphael Harvey-Pinard goes to the front of the net. Goalie right on. Loose behind the net.
It's only 3 minutes in. It's only 3 minutes
in. And up ahead.
Have no fear.
Bertuzzi out at center, drops it past Goalie.
Yeah, Phil, those drop passes.
Make changes and out
killing
comes
me.
Another really good read there by Matheson to jump up and make that play possible. Instead of taking the shot, he delivered it.
Here comes Montreal, going to throw this one down in the zone. Brody back to pick it up. He's watched by Pearson.
41st goal by a Canadiens defenseman this year.
Over getting it to the line.
That's off the stick.
Montreal batting it out of the air. Sammy didn't even know where it was. It just hit him in the leg.
Reacted late to that.
Boy, that just hit him, didn't it? It just got deflected, and he obviously was zeroed in underneath. It was coming slowly to him.
What's up? No stranger to danger.
There's Jake McCabe for the Leafs. Starting out up ahead to Camp along with Domi. Back Domi inside the line, works into the middle, shooting, and Montembeault.
Nice shot by Domi. Montembeault seeing that.
Holds on.
Well, you mentioned the back end, and you're right.
They gotta get things going. Now, talking about Matthews, Matthews is one goal away of becoming the first player in Maple Leaf history to reach 55 goals multiple times in his career. The only active player currently with multiple 50-goal seasons is Alex Ovechkin. He did it in 07-08 and 08-09. So Matthews can set some history here. He can put it in and get this
fluky
goal.
One that got deflected up and didn't see it.
David Camp waved, so McMahon to take this drop against Suzuki in the Canadian zone, and McMahon wins it. Back to Edmondson. Shot is blocked. Edmondson unable to hold the zone. He'll regroup back at center. That gets past Timothy Liljegren. Up ahead for Camp. That's broken up, and Suzuki leaves it there for Slavkovsky. Suzuki side of the net, trying to center. Edmondson.
Oh, where's the penalty?
Suzuki on it again, and that's off Edmondson.
Liljegren just off screen as the camera was panning, got taken out by a Montreal Canadiens.
Desjardins Financial
That
Group.
should have been interference.
All heart
But
for
hey,
community
they're
hockey.
going to play their game today.
And the
Already
people who make it
watching
happen.
Slavkovsky play with these guys is absolutely incredible. Really, really like I'm seeing
Joel Edmondson probably was the guy.
Brain dead,
most
what's
people
going on?
wanted to talk
Go
to
Habs,
this morning.
go. Welcome to the
But
show.
Came down with a
As you are coming in, don't
so
forget, hit that thumbs up
either
button.
that
We're
or
getting
the
closer
most
to 100.
Brentford move
Tap
to
that
be
thumbs
sure you were
up.
focused on the game tonight.
Yeah, so Marner is out today. Mitch, there's no Mitch Marner. He's out with a
Talked
lower
after the
body.
game in Boston the other night, just saying how much he wanted to get involved when he was sitting in the stands watching all the rough stuff going on and couldn't wait to get out there.
Yeah, his kind of game. Labushkin sends it around. McMahon in pursuit of the puck. Newhook trying to reverse it for Savard. And now David Savard will look up ice. On the tape, Armia swung that to the right side, too far for Waugh, and an icing call against Montreal.
Well, you mentioned the fact Connor Dewar getting an opportunity
territory.
here. He's starting at least at center, and Sheldon.
You know, one thing, and I know a lot of people have been active on social media. One thing that's been pretty crazy is the play of William Nylander. Nylander continues to put up points. He continues to get points. But the problem with Willie is how slow he goes off for line changes. It's really bothering me, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. We saw it in that overtime game. Toronto has it in Montreal zone, battling down in the corner.
There along with Dewar as they
Dewar on here with Holmberg.
Loose for Holmberg. Feeds back to Brody.
Brody's taking a look across to McCabe. McCabe throwing it in front, looking for the tip in right there.
Dewar unable to get a stick on that. Armia bumped in the corner by Reeves. Reeves and Dewar continue to battle.
Dewar with a pass out. Holmberg was watching the game, not ready for that pass.
There's a fourth line shift that'll get you another one quickly. Spending the time in the offensive zone, or a couple of good puck retrievals.
That's right, Onyx. Just be consistent, or if something is blatantly obvious, call that. Matthews putting it out in the slot. Bertuzzi fans on it. What a chance he had, and he missed the puck. Montreal comes in on the offside.
At the Toronto line, get local stories, breaking news.
You know, Bertuzzi had so many chances the other day. I love that scrap he got into. He takes the guy up against the boards and just started filling him in. Bertuzzi, he really looked awesome in the last game. Love when Montreal plays Toronto. Always a good game, except for if Toronto hits Brandette. That's funny. Yeah, these two teams, regardless of their position in the standings, always play a good game. These players know what a rivalry it is to play against each other. Thank you, Anthony, coming in and hitting that subscribe button. Welcome to the channel.
Who did not register a shot in Boston, although Parker Witherspoon might dispute that.
Yeah, Bertuzzi's fighting the puck right now. He's struggling. That's right. Marner is out tonight.
Rough and tumble.
There goes Matthews' combination.
Here's Suzuki. Firing it back.
Edmondson has no stick.
Back to Suzuki.
Now he gets a handoff. Nylander gives a stick to Edmondson.
Here's Caulfield, and that's off Edmondson.
Toronto's going to chop this down to Edmondson. A nice play. He's going to go off the boards and get this one out down the ice. So that was a nice defensive effort. When you see your defender loses the stick, the job of the forward is to give the stick to the defender. And Nylander did that well.
Focus on Matthews leading the NHL in goal scoring, but how about Nick since the All-Star break? And just a great little run by him, as you mentioned. His next goal
they are ruling it as a lower body injury, not necessarily illness. So my thought is the play when he went around the net, he kind of went awkward with his legs, so I wonder if he pulled something. They have listed as day-to-day, so it's nothing serious. But yeah, the flu has been going through the locker room. Susie has been good recently, but his fans have been snake, but so far this season got a chance. Yeah, Craig, totally. He was on such a hot streak. Yeah, me too, Braindead. I'm sure he's okay.
In deep. Back there by Struble. Around for Harris. Up the boards and Riley. Be able to get a stick on that. Reverse it to Evans, who
microphone's catching a couple of words there. He's still pretty young. Here's a shot. I'll have to double check and get you his exact age.
Right now,
which
there's another example
I believe
of D-man just joining the rush, and how
he should be on my list
well,
here.
You got a centerman down deep, so the D can jump up, and that's just too much of an easy entry. You can see how far back the
I can't sort it by number, which drives me nuts.
Riley was in the middle of the ice, already back around, and that's another good read. And one thing that
Mitch Marner, 27 years of age.
Green light if the opportunity's
they have him listed at 6 feet.
We've seen some good examples of it here early on in the first.
Canadians on pace for their most goals since the 06-07
Nyes going to dump this one in. Bobby Mack going in and chase this one down.
Sheldon Surrey, 26, half of them.
And Montreal comes away. Montreal winning the battles in the corners. Where Boston did so well.
Centers it. Closest man to that was Camp. McCabe, an outlet that missed the mark and kept in by Jackeye. Gets it back from Newhook and played to an open point spot as Savard.
Here's a break. Bobby McMahon, 2-on-1 Toronto. Saucer pass to Nyes. It goes off his leg. So a nice play by the Montreal defenseman going down to take away the passing lane. Bobby Mack has to do the backhanded saucer pass. And Nyes couldn't chip it down. Instead, it goes off his shin right towards the net. Montembeault had to be sharp there. He looks like he's 20. He certainly does.
Going down there, he forces a bad pass. McMahon's trying to keep control of it. And,
but a nice play by David Savard.
And Savard forced the saucer pass, which didn't lay down, and made it an easy play.
Liljegren sends it around Edmondson.
Yeah, not at all. Classic, totally classic.
Playing on the left side along with Liljegren, but often plays on the right side. A pass for Edmondson across from Matthews. Nylander behind the net. Can't come up with that. Matheson up the boards. Caulfield checked by Matthews, but the puck out to center. Bertuzzi back across Nylander. Puts on the brakes, turns away from the pressure of Matheson in front. Bertuzzi unable to knock that down. Out is Lyubushkin. Back for Matthews. Canadians scrambling. Thought they had too many and almost came up a man short. Lyubushkin. Here's Dewar. Shot off the stick of Pezzetta, who returns to the Canadiens lineup after sitting the last 8. Holmberg with a check, trying to send Dewar away. Now Harris.
Just under 11 minutes to go here in the first period of play.
Back in comes Holmberg. That shot off Harris and out.
Yeah, it was a little delayed, so they had a couple of delays. Actually, there was a little honoring before the game, which delayed the start. And then there was a broken pane of glass, which delayed it even further. So yes, this game definitely has had some delays
Sunday, March 24th,
started
Eastern
out
on
here.
CBC and CBC Gem. So approaching the midway mark of this first period, Tavares and Gallagher to duel. Evans, and he'll win the face-off for the Canadiens. Up to Gallagher, bad center ice, and He'll dispatch it down into Toronto territory. Knocked down by Evans. Gallagher after it, shoulder to shoulder.
Right in front. Anderson, wow.
Whipped it wide. Struble able to hold the zone. Back again to Struble.
Oh, Jake,
second try.
I do not want all
Gallagher
three of those senior citizens.
Continue on once again, and now Yarncroke up with it for Toronto.
There's a reason Pittsburgh is a terrible team.
Valley Yarncroke.
Just saying.
TJ Brody and now Liljegren will work his way in. It was clear from Sheldon Keefe's comments this morning they're really trying to get Timothy Liljegren back on his game. One of the few right-handed defensemen and a puck mover. There's a hot
Nice shot,
by
William.
Nylander.
90 miles an hour.
By Montembeault. Davidson back ahead of Armia. Round it goes. Dooley on his backhand. Takes a hit from Bertuzzi. And he'll slide it down the ice. Nylander going to try and beat out the icing call, but they're going to say Matheson to the hash marks first.
Well, you mentioned the righty and the lefty.
Listen,
You've only got one pair that has two lefties, and that's McCabe.
Toronto has to. They have to start skating. I mean, they definitely picked up a little bit from when we started this hockey game. But being, 10.5 minutes in, they really got to get things going. Unacceptable from this group right now to only have 3 shots on net halfway through this first period.
Liljegren to get his confidence with the puck back and moving a little bit more offensively.
Canadians win the draw. Dooley. That was blocked by a sprawling Bertuzzi. And now Bertuzzi
Nylander with a hit
Matthews
knocking his man down.
Slafkovsky getting back defensively. Bertuzzi hands it off. Here's Nylander. Trying to spin away from the checking of Dooley. And Nylander fanned on that. Now flipped it in. Bertuzzi across. And
terrible passing continues here.
He was looking for
Just
Matthews. Matthews just kicked out a little bit, and that one hit a leg instead of getting to him.
Here's Suzuki right on. That will stick to Samsonov, and thought we might get a whistle, but Samsonov moved it quickly enough, and McMahon will play it back in. McMahon along the boards, jolted by Jackeye, loose for Nyes. Can't pull the trigger against Savard.
Just atrocious here.
And Tanner Pearson gets it out to center. Nyes will flip it over the glass.
Not a good start. I mean, looking at these statistics, Montreal just about 70% in the face-off circle. They're owning the Leafs right now when it comes to that department. Again, hits. Toronto with 11 hits so far. A big hit number for them. Block shots is even, but the giveaways just continue to build up. And this is a challenge, right? 6 giveaways so far. Halfway through the first period, 6 giveaways. That is not a good number at all. Now, if you're just coming in and joining us, thank you for being here. Make sure you're doing your thing and hitting that thumbs up. And remember, hit that, nope, it's over there. Hit that subscribe as well. We had a couple of shorts that were going absolutely incredible, and we've picked up so many amazing friends to join our community. So we're almost at 10,450. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe. Now, if you're an Oilers fan or you're a Penguins fan, we're going to be covering that game tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. McDavid versus Crosby. That is going to be a doozy for sure. Of course, the Oilers making some noise in the West. It's going to be really, really cool. Now, one thing I saw, do I have it handy here? One thing I saw the other day, if the playoffs were to end, as of yesterday, I think this was as of yesterday, we'd have some pretty interesting matchups. I'm gonna throw it out there now, and I'll mention this again a little bit later. At second intermission, we're gonna go through these, and I'd love to get your thoughts on these series. So it would look like Florida versus Tampa Bay in round 1, Toronto and Boston, New York and Detroit, Carolina and Philadelphia. On the West, it would be Nashville and Dallas, Colorado and Winnipeg, Vegas and Vancouver, Edmonton and LA. Those would be the series if the playoffs started today, meaning as of yesterday. So think about it, because we're going to talk about it. Second intermission. Let's pick this one back up. Get these Leafs going.
As guests of Jake Allen.
Oh, yeah. Timing is everything, isn't it? As Kelly Rudy said, I do agree that the timing was pretty good. You know it was probably inevitable it was going to happen, but his impact will be left with Montembeault and Primo. And just a good teammate, good professional.
Montreal getting the dump and chase game going out. McCabe in there first. He's taking the boards. Holmberg there to help him out, as is
It was a wonderful
Dewar.
one about a guy willing to be there to plant trees, knowing he'll never enjoy the shade. Here's Jack-Eye sending it back across Savard, looking for a shooting lane. And
Great battle in front of the net.
Reeves trying to clear it, and that puck will skitter wide of the net.
Another
It's
icing call for
icing
Toronto.
Maple
Really
Leafs.
like that big battle in front of them. But yeah,
Samsonov
part of the
now
issue,
with
I think,
6
right now is
saves,
we've got to
and
get this team
is
motivated.
a common theme
So
in
McCabe
front
and
of
Brody
any net.
doing
So
a
you
great
see
job in front of the net,
Raphael Bernard,
staying
he
with their
ends up
man,
getting the
pushing
one,
them towards the post.
off of his leg.
Keefe has got to get some
As Harvey Bernard was in
inspiration.
good
He's got to
position
motivate
battling with
these
Brody,
guys.
but that one never even
Mark,
got
what's
to
going on?
Samsonov,
Yes, sir.
and
We
ended
are
up getting
in Montreal
Oh,
here
man.
tonight.
Carter Dewar from the Palm, Manitoba, on that draw against Suzuki. In fact, both Leaf acquisitions, Manitobans. Joel Edmondson from Brandon. Matheson up off Suzuki, and Lilligren back to get it. The shoulder check, and
Caulfield
right
taking
on.
Lilligren in
Matthews
towards
helped out.
Matthews there.
McCabe, an outlet for Bertuzzi.
gonna bump it out to
And he'll send
Bertuzzi.
it out to center. Reeves will head off, and Nylander over the boards, but here's Suzuki. Back in, drops
Nice
Caulfield.
pass again.
That's off the
Man, Suzuki and
leg of
Caulfield are
Matthews.
so good.
Backhand
Slavkovsky with a
Slavkovsky,
great
and
chance.
The Canadiens
Such a
get
good
another look
line.
there before Toronto
Slavkovsky,
clears. Now
Suzuki.
Suzuki trying to wheel back
Caulfield.
in, cut off at the pass by Matthews, gets it back. Slavkovsky, and a total
Nice
stop
save.
by
Sammy kicking out the
Samsonov.
leg. That was huge.
Juraj Slavkovsky.
Huge leg save.
This line again is showing great chemistry there.
Oh,
That was
for
a
sure,
nifty
Brandon.
save by Samsonov.
Edmondson sends that wide, looking for a tip, and it ricochets all around for Gallagher. Riley takes over.
Lazy play by
Edmondson ran a
Matthews
little
on the
way
back
first,
check,
but the
grabbing that arm.
pass, the length of the ice.
And this is going to be an
Yet
icing
another
call.
Icing call. The shot's 9-3, Montreal.
You know, here's the development again of Juraj Slavkovsky in his second year. Since he's been on this line,
No,
they've just
hey,
been
Ryan,
able to
easy
find
does
each other.
it.
This
Easy
time
does
he just
it with
gets
the
it there
language,
quickly,
please.
but the rebound comes back to a dangerous area, and Caulfield with the drop pass, another one. This one, if
But the
Samsonov
Panthers will absolutely
pushes that one to
destroy
the side,
Tampa
that's a
Bay, just
tap
saying.
in for Caulfield. So a really good
Excuse me.
awareness by Samsonov to move his leg and kick that rebound out to his
6:40
right
to
instead
go
of
here in
to his
period
left.
number one.
6 of the
Toronto only with 3
Canadians,
shots,
9
waiting
shots
for them.
from
to
that
wake
top
up.
line. And all 3 have 2 shots apiece. There's Harris. Domi without a stick. Struble challenged by Yarncroke. In deep it goes, and back up top for Struble. Shot doesn't get through.
Oh,
And
Sam
Domi with a
Montembeault isn't a bum.
new cue
He's
hits into the
he's
Montreal
pretty
zone with
decent.
Yarncroke.
Very underrated.
In deep for Domi, the former Canadian who had his best season as a member of Montreal with 72 points. Up in it was Harris.
Domi
It's
can't
almost
terrible
got an
pass
opportunity
again.
off that.
Toronto holding the
As
line.
it's hit
Domi
back
going to
in.
cycle it down. Not able to
Tavares
maintain
knocking
possession.
it off the
Domi
stick.
keeping it in. A
of
nice
Evans.
shot by Domi. Big
Montembeault
rebound.
to stop. Labush
Here's the
with a
boosh.
backhand, and that
Another nice
struck
save.
away by Montembeault. Tavares on it again. A centering pass, and Anderson there to clear.
Boy, Labushkin tried to get that one up over the shoulder of Montembeault. It just tall enough that he got a piece of it, but a pretty good effort from the Leaf defenseman on his backhand.
Morgan Riley ahead. There's David Kemp backing into the Canadian zone. Nyes is after it. Played to the near side where McCabe's advanced. Kemp will cover. David Kemp back along the boards for McCabe, and now McMahon. Here's Brody on the move. DJ Brody sending it toward the net. That hit traffic along route. McMahon got it again. Brody trying to swing away from Newhook.
Yeah, it hasn't been a
Back
good
to
start,
Brody,
that's
and
for
that
sure.
intercepted by Newhook, and he was almost
Jake,
away.
there's 18 more games to go. I
Fired back
really
in by
hope
McCabe, down to
they're gonna
5 minutes
score.
remaining in this opening frame. Rick wide for Newhook, and Lilligren takes
good
it away
play
from
by
him.
Lilligren there.
Edmondson with a short pass to Kemp, and now Lilligren's got time and space to move. There's Liljegren ahead, unable to connect with Bertuzzi. Picked up by Matheson, Bertuzzi, Nylander, Matthews to the front. Now Matthews behind the net, watched by Jacky and Matheson. Matheson trying to shake the checking. Unable to center that. Back to Lyubushkin. Now Nylander. Got away from Suzuki. Nylander in front. Big right or left hand stop by Montembeault, and a power move by Nylander. Matthews gets it again. Bertuzzi tried to drop it back, and Suzuki gets it.
There we go. Big hit, Matthews. Now they're showing some life.
Just simply not being denied. You know, I think as a defender, you're thinking he's going to go around the net. Instead, he took that hard inside route, and there's the first really good save by Montembeault with the left pad.
Connor Dewar sends it in. Until he joined the Minnesota Wild, Dewar's dad, a big Montreal Canadiens fan. Here's McCabe, and that changed direction, and Montembeault had to be sharp on that.
Yeah, sharp twice in a row now as Montembeault makes a nice save on great effort on a long
Duclair
shift.
is awesome. I mean, Duclair, that was a huge pickup for Tampa Bay. Anthony Duclair, I mean, what a pickup. He's going to do well in Tampa Bay. I think they should lock him up for some term. He's a great player. Yeah, David Boy, they're coming close. They're at commercial break right now. They're coming close, but the Leafs showing some life here in the last minute or so. They're starting to pick up the pace of play. If you're just coming into the show, welcome to the stream. My name is Sam. We're happy to have you here. Make sure you keep hitting those thumbs up. We're just getting closer and closer to 100 on the like front. But also make sure you do hit that subscribe. We'd love for you to come back and join us, whether it's tomorrow for Edmonton and Pittsburgh or next week. I think the Leafs are off until Thursday, actually, when they play Philadelphia. So we're going to have some other games coming up this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Listen, we are in the home stretch. We have, between 20 and 15 games, 15 to 20 games, depending on the team, before playoff time. So things are going to get real interesting down the stretch. We're going to have all the action coming up. We're going to start doing some update videos as well to make sure everybody is in the know of who is where and what playoff matches may look like and all that good stuff. So it's going to be hockey from here on in, and I cannot wait. Of course, don't forget, PWHL Player Profile Series launched yesterday. We'll have a new player profiled next Friday. Each Friday we'll release a new one, and that is going to go on for a little while to celebrate PWHL. Mario, I'm watching it on Sportsnet East here in Ontario, depending on what region you're in. I'm not sure, but feel free to hang out and listen along with us as we happen to have a whole lot of fun. Let's bring this up as they're just coming back from
an example
break.
why wheeling and dealing again in the offensive zone, nearly leading to a tying goal for Toronto, Chris.
Seen a couple overtime goals on that kind of move.
That kind of play. I like the way that Sheldon Keefe reacted to a question about that play on the Frederick goal. And, it's one that wasn't out of laziness, just trying to make a play. And he'll make that play more than not.
Triton.
So often the best playmakers
the Leafs are at the top of the standings.
Away more, right?
For them, it's not about will they or
Mario
won't
Lemieux
they.
and Wayne Gretzky
They will.
led the league in turnovers because they have the puck all the time. Tried everything.
I did smile. He was congratulated about passing up that 2-on-1 against Buffalo. He said he watched the tape and said, I probably should have gone.
Trash guy.
A long kill,
That's
but he did a heck of a job defensively, and that'll score you some points with your coach.
There you go. Ryan's
Does
got
it have
on the
enough
network.
racing? It does. Well, Seth Rogen knows pottery, and he's looking for the best
Daniel,
pottery
how's it
to find out
going?
who
Welcome
it will
in.
be
Welcome to the show.
On the Great Canadian Pottery Throwdown. New episode Thursdays. Watch free on CBC Gem.
Chris, here's
Monty,
something that's
good
really
evening.
improved
Welcome
for the Montreal Canadiens as they
Couple of
talk
minutes
as a
left
group
to
right
go
now
here
for
in a
this icing and a
very slow
face-off. Last
first
year,
period.
tied for 24th
Montreal
in the
sitting
dot.
on
This
9
year,
shots. Toronto with 7.
52.0. 8th in the National
Montreal
Hockey League.
definitely has
That's
been
a
the
huge
aggressor
difference,
here.
and I know for Marty St. Louis, something that he's got to be very happy on his team's development in
Alex
that
is
department.
calling it leads
They've
to
won
win
11
3-2.
of 18 so far tonight, but against the number 2 face-off team in the league. Leafs came in at 54.2%. Struble fires it deep.
And coming up that first intermission, we're going to go through all the
Gallagher trying to feed the point.
Benoit, how's it going? Matthews, outside of one hit he really hasn't done much.
Chase against Harris.
Him and Anderson are going back and forth at each other.
Knocked off his
Stolen by Nylander. Nylander drops it there for Bertuzzi.
Misses it again. Getting back was Evans to break
wow,
that up.
Bertuzzi is not having much luck in the puck control
anticipating
department.
that. And you playing with these
Here
two
comes
guys,
Willie
you got to be
again.
ready
Going
for
to
the
bring
puck
this one
coming
in.
anyway.
Willie going to cycle it around. Bertuzzi chips it over to Matthews with the wraparound. It comes out in front.
Lost the handle that time, and
that would be nice.
That
would be nice for sure.
Labushkin back, no icing. And then 2 to go here in the opening period.
Thomas, welcome in. Elizabeth,
38-second mark. Open proceedings tonight.
Toronto 190th birthday today.
Swings it around.
Happy birthday, Toronto. Hopefully they can find a way to
win.
win. Jam play in front.
And Montembeault
is there. Nyes taking exception of being whacked at by Savard.
The rookie.
Nyes giving it back.
The 33-year-old
Come on,
veteran.
Nyes.
Well, on Thursday, there's a lot of this starting to creep into the game as Boston and Toronto went at it in those tough areas.
Maybe that will get things going here.
Nifty pass and just
but again,
a little
drop
hesitation, not quite in sync with
and
what
Bertuzzi's not really used to working
nice job of reading
with Nylander. He's not
piece
used
of
to
it,
expecting these plays.
Solid on that one. The key for Montembeault there is to
trying
get
to get in
that
some
puck
good
before
position.
Nyes
Mark,
can
he has a
react to it,
lower
and
body
number
injury.
35
Not exactly sure when he sustained the injury.
That collision with Brad
but yeah,
Marchand.
It's listed as a lower body injury.
Said he wanted to get the skate in this morning to just make sure that he was ready to go.
But really could be anything.
Ship past Liljegren. Riley off the boards for McMahon. Rick wide, and here's Kemp behind the net. Unable to come up with it was Nyes. Leans on it. Does come up with it. Fires
Great
it.
shot.
Just wide of the net. And a nice chance for Matthew Nyes.
Yeah, it would. Benoit would be great
Riley
to see
and
him
McCabe
pull that
now
off.
exchange passes.
But boy, he really
Riley on the
slowed
move.
down from the pace he was
On
on.
his 30th birthday, that shot off a stick. Swatting at it was Dewar. Final minute.
Last minute here that we're going to go through
Goldberg along the boards.
all the
Reeves
transactions
reaching
that
in
we
to
saw just
keep it
the
alive
other
for the
day.
Leafs, and now Newhook. One hands it out and then gets checked at the line. Holmberg couldn't reach it. And Newhook has to tag up.
There's a better job of standing up at the line for the Leafs D. We showed earlier on sagging off, and it created chances for them. That was a great stick by Brody to turn that puck over.
Now at center, Yarncroke on the move. It's Doby, and he fires that high.
That's a great question, Phil. Great
Out
question.
of play.
Thank you for hitting that
Domi coming down
subscribe.
that
Much
left side,
appreciated.
just
Putting us one
having a
subscriber
little talk
away
as he
from
turns back to
10,450.
Montembeault, but nice job of just delaying
what?
for Yarncroke to
I'd
open
like
up
to say
that lane.
both.
He knew he was getting pressure right off the top of the head of Montembeault.
But I'm,
and a little piece of the defender.
obviously the plan isn't working.
Domi didn't shoot it
They
all that
just
high. I think it got
extended
deflected up along the way.
So I don't know how quick
35
they would be to
stops
get
for
rid of him.
Montembeault on Thursday.
Shanahan might be the fall guy this time.
4-game road trip that saw them go 1-1-2.
And you talk about coming back from the road, but this is one that's an Eastern road trip, not
McDavid
quite the
certainly
same.
does.
I think more than just being away for 4 games, it's usually when you go west and you have to come all the way back east or vice versa. It's that travel that really does it to you.
I had excuses for both teams.
did.
The
Boy,
Canadiens
they need to get going. We
coming
got a
back
little
off
bit of
road
a delay
trip with
here.
The Leafs knowing that their next
Dropping the
game
puck
isn't until
conversation
Thursday.
going on by the penalty box.
You gotta
Now they're
focus
ready to
in
go.
on one more game before a few days off. Off the draw, Yarncroke battle. Edmondson in deep. 20 seconds to go. Tavares tied up, won that battle. Trying to get it to Domi. Centered, good stick by Montembeault. And Tanner Pearson with the outlet.
Mario,
Harvey
how's it
Pinard
going?
to
Welcome
the
in.
red line, drops it down. Edmondson back, he took a hit from Harvey Pinard. Yarncroke missed Domi with that, and it was
It's going to be
Skinner.
an icing call, but the horn is going to go. There it is.
To win the
10-4-50.
opening period.
We're going to an intermission, and we got a
Shots
whole lot to
in.
talk about. So let's hop over there real quick and start knocking this out. All right, here are all the stats. Whoops, let's turn this down. Here are all the stats real quick. Shots end up being 9 apiece. 18-13, the hits. Montreal leading the way there. No penalties taken in the first period. 8 giveaways for each side. 1 takeaway Toronto, 2 takeaways going the other way. All right, let us bring up these trades because there's a lot of trades to go through and there's a whole lot to talk about and discuss. So we're going to bring this up. Here we go, and let's just go right into it. And let's kick it off with the Vegas Golden Knights. This happened before the trade deadline, picking up Anthony Mantha, a great pickup. Capitals retaining 50% of Mantha's salary. Mantha will be a nice acquisition there. The Florida Panthers and Ottawa Senators doing a little dance. Vladimir Tarasenko goes to the Panthers for a couple of picks, and Tarasenko picking up a couple of goals tonight in his first appearance. So a great pickup. Tarasenko, again, was one of those underrated players. I thought he was underrated in St. Louis. Ottawa just couldn't get it going, so Ottawa sending him to Florida, and he already looks super, super excited to be there and get things going. So love this move as a Panther fan. Tarasenko going in. The Oilers making a pretty big splash as well. They pick up Adam Henrique, Sam Carrick in a 7th, sending a 1st and a conditional 5th to Anaheim. Now the Ducks are retaining 50% of both Henrique and Carrick's cap hits. While the Tampa Bay Lightning got in here, they get a conditional 4th round pick to retain an additional 25% of Henrique's cap hit. The Oilers also get goaltender Ty Taylor in the deal. So great move by the Oilers. Henrique bringing some experience, some depth, and Sam Carrick in there as well. The Colorado Avalanche, they get in the mix. They pick up Sean Walker. We weren't sure where he was going to go, but they got Walker and a 5th in 26 in exchange for Ryan Johansson and a conditional 1st. And I believe Johansson already sent down the Flyers minor league squad. So a nice pickup here for the Avalanche because they need the help defensively, right? The Avalanche picking up a nice, good D that's going to make them even stronger. Keep 6, what's going on? Welcome in. Buffalo Sabres and the Avalanche continue to make moves. Buffalo picking up Bowen Byram, a young defender. And this is probably why the Avs picked up Sean Walker, because they knew they were working on this deal to send Byram to Buffalo. They pick up Casey Middlestat, again, another depth center. Middlestat, he's going to come in here. Again, I think he was very underrated. He struggled, but a new home with a lot of the stars in Colorado is going to look good. The New York Rangers getting some potential goal scoring as they pick up Alex Wenberg from the Seattle Kraken in exchange for a couple of picks. Dallas brought into the fold just to retain 50% of Wenberg's salary. This is huge. Wenberg hasn't really been playing great in Seattle, but Alex Wenberg, once upon a time, I believe he put up 40 goals. So Wenberg, if he can get that goal scoring touch, could really be a dangerous piece for the New York Rangers. That's when things start to get interesting. The Vegas Golden Knights jumping in here, picking up Noah Hanifin. Nobody had Noah Hanifin going to the Vegas Golden Knights. This came very late in the negotiations. There were a bunch of teams in on Hanifin. They send Miramov a conditional 1st and a conditional 3rd to the Calgary Flames, and they kind of swung a deal where Philadelphia receives a pick as well. But Noah Hanifin going to the Vegas Golden Knights. And this brings up a very interesting point. I'm going to talk about Vegas in a moment. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. So interesting move here. Hanifin going to the Knights. That brings us to our first Leaf trade. We see him in the lineup tonight, Joel Edmondson. All the Leafs gave up was a 24 3rd and a 25 5th to the Washington Capitals. Now, hopefully they can keep Edmondson around for a little bit. I think he's going to be a very important piece to this puzzle. Chicago Blackhawks in Nashville kind of make a minor move. Anthony Bouvier going to the Preds in exchange for a 5th round pick. Montreal and the Ducks, Jacob Perreault for Jan Mysick, nothing to write home about. Colorado, Minnesota, Brendan DeHame going to Colorado in exchange for a 26th third-round pick. I can't believe we're already talking about 26 picks. Edmonton getting into it with Arizona. Troy Stecher coming over with a 24 7th-rounder, and they send a 2027 4th-rounder to Arizona. Can't speak. Colorado not finished making moves as they then bring Yakov Trenin and Graham Sward from Nashville. Jeremy Hansel going to Nashville with a 3rd-round pick. So Nashville very busy, as was Colorado. This was an interesting move made by Toronto here. KXN, what's going on? Welcome in. A very interesting move here, and I'm not sure I get this one. Cade Weber comes to Toronto in exchange for a 26 6th-round pick. Cade Weber is another big defenseman. I think he's 6'5", if I'm not mistaken. He is playing in the NCAA right now for Boston, so he's an NCAA player. He's not going to come up and see any time. I thought they made this move and were going to flip him as part of another deal. That did not happen. So Cade Weber, kind of a pick. Not exactly sure where he's going to go or what he's going to do or what piece of the puzzle he was. This was just a bizarre move. But again, it's a 6th-round pick. So the chances of getting some lightning in a bottle are not very high. Maybe Toronto has some good things on Cade Weber. Listen, Tree Living picked the Cowboy, right? Easton Cowan, and nobody saw that one coming, and he's been lighting it up. So maybe there's something he knows about Weber that we don't. Then it's that Tampa Bay Lightning picking up Anthony Duclair and a 7th-rounder for Jack Thompson and a 3rd-rounder. Great pickup for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That is huge. Weber's listed at 6'7". There you go, Monty. 6'7" he is. That's a big boy. Then we start seeing some big deals come through. Jake Gunsel and Ty Smith go to Carolina as the Carolina Hurricanes trying to get some goal scoring going. They are a very good defensive team, but they need to score. So Gunsel to Carolina in exchange for Michael Bunting, a couple of prospects, and a couple of conditional picks. The Penguins also are retaining 25% of Gunsel's salary. So Gunsel to Carolina, Michael Bunting to Pittsburgh. So Bunting, have fun playing with Crosby. That's pretty cool. Carolina not done yet. They pick up Evgeny Kuznetsov from the Washington in exchange for a 3rd-rounder. Kuznetsov, who recently went through the player assistance program. He is back. He's eligible to play and picked up by Carolina. Again, looking for some more scoring. An interesting little kind of depth move here. The Columbus Blue Jackets picking up Malcolm Subban in exchange for my favorite, the future considerations. Poor Malcolm Subban, never really given his shake, and he's bounced around a whole lot. And one of those moves that I think surprised a whole lot of people, Tyler Toffoli, he ends up going to the Winnipeg Jets in exchange for a couple of draft picks. The Devils are also retaining 50% of Toffoli's salary. Now, Toffoli was super close to going to Boston in exchange for Jeremy Swayman, but not Jeremy Swayman, excuse me, Linus Ullmark. But Ullmark ixnayed that one, did not want to go to Winnipeg, go to New Jersey, excuse me. So Tyler Toffoli gets the trade to Winnipeg and no deal with Boston. Florida Panthers were not done yet. They made an unbelievable deal, bringing Kyle Okposo from the Buffalo Sabres. He's coming over in exchange for Callie Slane and a conditional 7th-rounder. So Okposo going to the Panthers. Florida making some big moves. And it's funny because they're one of the top teams in the league. To see them making these kind of moves is crazy. The Anaheim Ducks and the Avalanche exchange a 5th-rounder for Ben Myers. Nothing to write home about. The New York Rangers picking up some defense at depth. Chad Rudwell picking him up from Pittsburgh for a 4th-rounder. And then this is where Boston got scared. Boston was like, wow, we could very realistically play Toronto in the first round. We can't let Toronto knock us around the way they did. So let's go and exchange a couple of picks and a prospect for Pat Maroon, the Goon. Maroon going to Boston for a conditional 6th-rounder, and Luke Toporowski. Nashville and Arizona getting in here. Jason Zucker going to Nashville for a 6th-round pick. I like Jason Zucker a lot, so that's a nice pickup there by the Preds. The New York Rangers sending Turner Elson to Minnesota, picking up Nick Petan. We had Nick Petan in Toronto for a cup of tea and a coffee, but Nick Petan, he's kind of one of those guys, your depth player. He'll jump in if somebody is hurt. Yeah, Lagesson signed with the Ducks. Toronto put him on waivers because they had to make some room, and I believe Lagesson was the only player picked up on waivers because teams just like to stick it to the Maple Leafs. Detroit and San Jose, Klim Kostin going to San Jose, Radim Simiak in a 7th-rounder to Detroit. Now, this is interesting. Klim Kostin, I thought, was a very important piece for the Edmonton Oilers. I was shocked when Edmonton sent him to Detroit, and here Detroit is flipping them again. A big deal that I think caught a lot of people off guard, Jake Allen going to the New Jersey Devils, and this is because New Jersey could not pick up Linus Ullmark, so they send a 3rd-rounder to Montreal for Jake Allen, and Montreal's retaining 50% of his salary. How crazy is that? A conditional 3rd-round pick for a starting goaltender and 50% of Allen's salary. That's insane. Nashville continuing to go in here. They sent Dennis Gurianov to Philadelphia. Wade Allison going back over to Nashville. Philly and the Buffalo Sabres. Eric Johnson going to Philly for a 4th-round pick. Boston picking up Andrew Peeke. Some more D. Boston still needing that protection from the Maple Leafs. They send Zaboral and a 3rd-rounder to Columbus. Now, this was a very interesting move. This surprised the heck out of me. The Tampa Bay Lightning pick up Matt Dumba in a 7th-round pick for a 5th-round pick. How does this make any sense? Toronto was working on Dumba. Arizona was asking for ridiculous asks. They were demanding a first. They were demanding players, prospects, so much. And here, Tampa Bay gets Matt Dumba for a 5th-round pick. By the way, in 2027, Arizona might not even be a franchise in 2027. But Matt Dumba goes to Tampa Bay. Arizona receives a 5th-round pick. But then Arizona also sends a 7th-round pick. So this makes no sense at all. This, again, is a pure example of how teams are sticking it to Toronto, demanding 1st-round pick for players that they end up taking a 5th-round pick for. Makes 0 sense whatsoever. Arizona, I think they just that's ridiculous. Let's keep going here. Lucas Weber making a change, picking up a goaltender and a conditional 7th-rounder going to Pittsburgh for Magnus Hellberg, going to the Florida Panthers. The New York Rangers picking up Jack Roslovic for a conditional 4th-rounder. And this is where things blew up. This is where social media went off the rockers. Thomas Hertl, a 25th third and a 27th third, going to Vegas in exchange for a 1st and David Edstrom. This is where things went nuts. By the way, Sharks also retaining 17% of Hertl's salary. The Vegas Golden Knights have no salary cap. The Vegas Golden Knights have announced after these deals that Mark Stone has a lacerated spleen, and Mark Stone is put on long-term IR. They also have put, Carrier on long-term IR. They signed Thomas Hertl. They signed Noah Hannafin, and this is what they did last year and what Vegas is now doing, exploiting the long-term IR rules. They put them on IR, and then you see day one of the playoffs, Mark Stone is going to return like the Undertaker after being beaten up. He's going to rise from the ground and jump right in, leading Vegas to the finals again. Hertl and Hannafin to Vegas, who pull off putting players on long-term IR, going to be ridiculous. Now, Hertl is injured now as well. They say Hertl is going to return in the regular season. This is absolute garbage. People talk about Toronto exploiting long-term IR. They did that at the beginning of the season with guys who were hurt, who were not expected to come back and play. Second year in a row for Vegas, trying to pull a fast one here. I don't like it. I don't like what Toronto is doing with long-term IR. I don't like what Vegas is doing. What they should do is have a rule that if you do not play the last game of the NHL season, you are not eligible to play in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think they should also have the salary cap carry over into the NHL for your active roster. Yes, you can bring up an extended roster, but they got to do something ridiculous. I don't like how teams are exploiting this rule. All right, Winnipeg and the New Jersey Devils, a 4th rounder for Colin Miller. Toronto, here's where they picked up Colin Dewar for a 26th 4th round pick and Dmitry Ovechkinov. We got Calgary and San Jose making a little flip-de-doo. San Jose picking up Vitek Vanasak and a 7th rounder in exchange for Capo Kakinen from the New Jersey Devils. And then last, but certainly not least, Devin Cooley, the goaltender, to San Jose in exchange for a 7th round pick. Those were all the deals we saw come through on trade deadline day, and we got through it in a nick of time as we are getting ready for period number 2. Now, again, I apologize. I've missed all of your comments as I was flying through all those picks, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. What do you think about Vegas? Vegas picking up some key pieces. JDA, what's going on? Welcome in. Do you guys like being able to do that? Putting guys on long-term IR to sign bigger guys for a playoff run? Tavares and Riley are in long-term IR. We have $50 million at the deadline. Yeah, Gord, welcome in, by the way. That is really, really funny. So again, apologize that I've missed a lot of your comments, but it was, we had to fly through that pretty quickly. My head hurts now. That was a lot. There was a lot of moves coming in. I bought it off an old retired couple of Thompson Terry. I saw it on Kijiji. I missed what you bought, but I guess it was good. Let me scroll back a little bit. Maybe they can borrow the Raptors' 1st round pick. Maple Leafs are playing slow. They need to wake up. Yes, they do. They definitely need to. Mark Stone will rise. Keepsakes, he will. And that's what's crazy. Unknown, welcome in. Go Habs, go. All right, let's see. I'm really liking Vegas a lot more. Lee's like, yep, they've figured it out. Starting to sound like collusion. It's crazy. All right, let's get back to the other screen, and we're going to get set for period number 2. As we're getting set to go. Thank you, everyone, coming in, hitting those subscribes, hitting those likes as well. We just went through all the trades. We're 8 likes away. Smash that thumbs up. Let's get it going. And it's time for period number 2. Krista, welcome in. Krista, I did shoot you a note back, so when you have a minute, take a look at the email I sent you and let me know. Beatriz, welcome in. Glad to see you. And as this game is starting, by the way, for those who didn't know, just by hanging out with us, you're earning points. Check your points at any time by typing !points in the chat. More to come on that. Game time. Let's
we start
go.
The second period. Montreal with a 1-0 lead.
Now I need a drink.
Over 3 minutes more zone time and double the offensive zone possession time in the opening period, but unable to break through against Montembeault. An outlet for Newhook, and the Canadiens skied out with Armia returning it to Newhook.
Yeah, Trevor, he won't be returning in the regular season.
Able to play it in behind the net. Joshua Wow looking for the puck there. He has scored in the last 2. Here's a 2-on-1.
Come
McMahon scores!
McMahon! Bobby McMahon!
Has tied it in the open.
There we go.
Earlier in the first period,
Bobby McMahon lighting that lamp.
Stick play, but he wasn't able to make the pass across. This time, no hesitation at all. Savard's a little later coming here. There's the chip. Jack-Eye goes for the body, can't get it, and McMahon looking up.
McMahon looks off the pass, nice coming through. He uses him as a little screen and puts it in.
To get that over
to
Matthew Nyes. Savard didn't
That's how you start a period.
But it was a little bit late getting there, and what a quick release
Bobby
as McMahon
Man.
Goes under the blocker and ties this one at 1.
Where's my
at 38
noise?
seconds. McMahon at 39.
Oh, I gotta turn the sound effect up.
And the game tied as McMahon gets into double digits.
There we go.
His 10th goal in this, his 50th NHL game.
What you're really interested is in the
about time Bobby
there
Mack.
for
He's
Sheldon
been a
Keefe
little
to start
slow
that
since
line.
he's been
I mean,
tearing it up.
That's
When
technically
Matthews
your third
moves on
line,
golden goal with
they come out
Matthews.
and get you right back into the game.
So 8 goals in 14 for McMahon, who hit that red-hot splurge. Actually, his first in 9.
Well, you remember, I mean, as a rookie in the American Hockey League, he set the Marlies record with 24 goals. So he's got that in him, and sometimes all it takes at the NHL level is to have the confidence to make that play. You saw in the first period, he dished it off, wasn't able to make it that time, no hesitation at all, and that was a goal scorer's goal with a really good release to tie the game.
I wish they would have given Matthew Nyes an
There's a
assist
lead
on that
feed
one for the
deflected
little
by
fake
Garrett
off,
Crook.
the look off.
Also, a double-digit
206 goals by forwards this year, leads the NHL.
Around to McCabe at the far side.
For
Max Domi on
Toronto.
the ice had 3 of the Leafs' 9 shots in the first period. Here's Tavares.
Go Leafs, go chant is coming out. Brian, what's going on? Welcome in.
It's deflected back by Brody, who ends up with the puck and swings it out to center. Picked off by Evans. Dashing back in. And Anderson off the post.
Josh Anderson,
Rang
wow,
that up
ringing
loudly.
that post.
Josh Anderson with 13 career goals against Toronto in 31 games. Comes close again. Matthews dumps it in and steered aside by Montembeault. Up ahead it goes to the captain. Over the line, Suzuki makes that pass for Slafkovsky. Sent in deep, and Suzuki behind the net. Watched there by Matthews. Across for Cooley.
Ryan, they're going to break the
on
curse.
him. Down low, Lilligren. Bumped along the board for Tuzi trying to clear. Kept in by Cooley. Now Matthews. One hands it across towards Edmondson, and it's out for Nylander at center. Nylander unable to get control across the line, and Caulfield starts back. Dropped for Suzuki. Back to Caulfield. Tried to wrap and lost the handle at the side of the Leaf net. Suzuki on it. In for
Oh my gosh,
Slafkovsky.
Peter. I'm glad to hear you're okay. That could be very scary.
And games played by his draft class. Uri Slafkovsky and Samsonov gonna cover that.
Sammy's going to jump
Pretty good
on
response
that one.
after giving up the tying goal early on, and Anderson, as you said, he seems to find a way to score against the Leafs. This one pulls it back and gets it off the glove side, but off the post hard. And here's that give and go again. And then this is one that Caulfield had his head up looking to see if he could find anyone in front, kind of lost control of it and didn't get the wraparound he was hoping for.
Goddard wins that face-off from Harvey Pinard.
There we go. Almost at 100 likes. Hit that thumbs
Zoom
up.
center, he'll drop it down past Montembeault. There's Savard trying to skate away from the forecheck. Up ahead, Tanner Pearson. Michael Pezzetta. After it against Labushkin, gives him a ride into the inboards. There's Jack Guy, and Reeves watching him. Along the inboards, it's Pearson. Savard. Jack
Wesley,
his
how's it
shot.
going?
That'll
Nice
be absorbed
save.
by Samsonov.
Samsonov looking a
Go
little
back
bit
to
more comfortable
Cole
now.
Caulfield there, you know,
There
he's
it
on
is,
a
100 likes.
9-game
Thank you all
goalless
so
drought.
much.
It's not his longest, but you know, sometimes
Samsonov
the
looked a
stats
little
just
off balance, a
don't
little
go your way.
shaky in
Look
the
at this
first.
number
Seems
here,
to be
15+
settled
goal
in that
scorers.
spot now.
Shocking to see Alex Ovechkin in there as well. Last year, Cole Caulfield, 16.5%.
Just a few,
shooting
Lee,
percent.
just a
I would
few.
still say, if I'm Marty St. Louis, don't stop shooting the puck. I mean, that's going to
They
get
certainly
you
did,
the
Jared.
opportunity
It's
to get out of
crazy.
your little bit of a slump, but looking to get to the 20-goal mark again.
8 goals in 10 career games against Toronto. Knives up ahead, Brody at center, and now the Leaf goals.
Bobby Mack again, 2-on-1 with Knives coming in. Can't pass it across.
By Jack
Prep coming in with 5 gifted memberships.
Off the boards and out at
Prep,
center.
thank you so much.
with the goal
Stick
against
taps
Carolina.
across the
Another
board
goal
for Prep.
in that game.
Congrats,
Goaltender
Brian,
interference.
David,
Newhook on
Cam,
the move.
Ash,
Cuts to the middle, but knocked off his
and
stick.
Nikki.
McMahon McCabe. We mentioned all these new combinations for the Leafs. McMahon and Nyes look like they play together.
Yeah, they do, don't they? They've got a little bit of chemistry going. Another 2-on-1, and they're now 1 for 3 and executing them.
Thank you, Prep.
Nyes along the boards. Tied up by Newhook. Back it comes. Struble to Harris. Jordan Harris. Anderson covers. Put it right on. Fly by Harris looking for a loose puck in front. Now played along the boards, and Anderson gets on that. Swept around by Evans.
Montreal has Toronto pinned in. They're moving it around nicely. Samsonov had it covered. It's poked free. Montreal still going around.
For Harris at the line. This Tavares line is him right now. Tavares taking over. Trying to get it out, and then
this
popped
puck
over
is
the
going to
glass.
hop over.
And out.
Face-off starting to get a little bit even now. A little bit back in there as Toronto starting to win a few, and that's a good thing.
Perfectly made for you.
Trevor, all you have to do is put the little hockey stick puck emoji. That is good enough to go. I had a hockey stick here, and it disappeared. So let's get that stick tap going in. Here we go. Prep. Little stick tap for you.
Face off in the Leaf zone, controlled by Toronto. Riley around. Harris closed quickly
5
on
minutes
Domi.
gone. Here is the
So they'll
second
try
period.
the other side. Good. Or Tavares gets past him. Aaron Crook charging after it. Harris back for the Canadiens. For Struble, who knocks Tavares down. And the Canadiens are out. Up ahead it goes, and here's Pearson in. Tanner Pearson sends it
Great
wide.
back check by Toronto on that play.
That one ricocheted across the front
Montreal
of the
had a
Leaf net,
2-on-1
and
Toronto.
John
Two
Tavares starts
forwards
back
coming back.
with Domi.
Cartoons, what's going
Aaron
on?
Crook heads to the bench. Domi back on the wing after an extended stay at center for the Maple Leafs. Fired in by
Onyx
Harris.
would get suspended.
Jake McCabe for
Here
Brody.
comes Brody.
And Matthews over the line, too far for Bertuzzi. Matthews tracks it down. Brody advances, centers, and that through the skates of Bertuzzi in front. There's a shot, and that's deflected wide off the stick to
Keep shooting
Matthews.
from the points.
Back up top is Nylander. Nylander
Little
drags,
toe drag and a
shoots,
shot.
That ends up going wide.
Nifty move there by Willie.
Deflected wide of the target. Bertuzzi retrieved. Gets it to Matthews. Nylander in front, and it jumped his stick as he
These saucer
had a step
passes
on
to
Dooley.
Nylander adjusted and
Matthews
settled.
behind the net. Nylander trying to help dig it out. Dooley there for Montreal, and it comes loose for Bertuzzi. There's Bertuzzi shrugging off a check,
Oh.
but momentum brings it back outside the line where they'll regroup. Austin Matthews.
Matthews with a terrible giveaway.
By Matheson. Off the stick of Samsonov and Edmondson. Hit there by Slavkovsky. At the line, across it comes Savard. A move to the inside. And back across, and Samsonov looks
Sammy
sharp
gonna
on
hold
that.
that one up. Yeah, Lee. Turnovers. You know, it's funny.
So
You know,
a
I talked
first-minute
earlier
goal.
about how much they've improved their game as they're going to go to a commercial break. How much they've improved their game in terms of the physicality in the hitting aspect. But you're right, those turnovers have gone up, and especially in that same streak where they've upped their hitting and physicality, the turnovers have gone through the roof. And I think part of it is now they're looking for that hit. Even when they're carrying the puck, they're keeping an eye for that incoming hit. And so just some sloppy plays, some sloppy turnovers. I think there is a correlation between the increased number of hits and the increased number of giveaways. I've also noticed the number of teams, as Toronto increases their hitting, the other teams have been increasing their hitting as well, which, of course, more hitting in a game leads to more turnovers. Top 5 cup contenders. Ooh. Top 5 cup contenders. Florida, Rangers out of the East, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Colorado. Those are my 5. I think if Vancouver's playing Vegas in that first round, I know it's going to be a long shot. It's going to be a long 7-game series, but I'm taking Vancouver. They've been so good, and I'd love it. Part of it is emotionally, it's pulling me forward. But yeah, Vancouver, Edmonton, Colorado, Toronto, Florida. Oh, I guess Rangers. There will go 3 teams for each. Those are my top 6. But realistically, yeah, it's... Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it at intermission. Who the picks are going to be, what the series are going to be, and how they're going to come out. Florida's so strong. I mean, if they're goaltending, if Bobrovsky can do what he did last year, it's going to be insane. That's true, Chris. That's true. But I think when guys are coming at them to hit them, we're seeing a lot more of those reverse hits. And I think there's a lot of turnovers coming on those reverse hits. That's kind of what I was referring to. Teresa, what's going on? Welcome in. You mix that up. The more hitting should make the other team give up the puck more. But yeah, it's that reverse hitting. And like I said, the more you hit, the more the other teams are coming back and hitting, which is causing those turnovers. Really? Going higher on the Jets? Yeah, I mean, with some of the moves they've made, it's definitely possible. For New York, Carolina on your list, Lee. Now, Lee, is that more so because of the moves they made, or are you basing that off of pre-trade deadline? I should turn this back up.
Good tonight, going back to the attack over the line and just offside.
Well, I can tell you one thing. You know, it's only human nature, Chris. He feels a lot more comfortable dictating things with Bobby McMahon than maybe he would Mitch Marner or Austin Matthews. You know, that's the hard part of being a young player where you're trying to establish your game. You're playing with 2 superstar players for most of the run, and you don't feel that
one
same
of the things the
ability
Panthers
to
have
make
going,
the player make those decisions, or maybe even at
I'm
a time
it
be
for
selfish when it's the right play to make. And
Victoria, how's it going? Not great. It was not a good first period for Bobby Mack.
And playing with
a beautiful play, beautiful shot here to open the second.
2 fourth lines out. Harvey Bernard line for Montreal, and Connor Dewar out there. Reeves
Ryan Reeves sent flying by Strubble.
Down Jordan Harris, who lugs it out for the Canadiens, played it to the Montreal line. Quick counter
we
here.
have no penalties yet in this hockey game. Refs let me go.
Thought he might have
12-minute mark.
On a counterattack there for a moment. And now Harvey Bernard up ahead to Pearson. Trying to stride in. There was some speculation. Tanner Pearson might have been on the move yesterday. Not the case. And now up ahead, Holmberg. Riley jumping in. Morgan Riley.
Nice shot. Riley just missing
all the way around for Pizzetta.
Oh, Reeves throwing a big hit there.
Oh my God! And it's that almost hit.
Yeah, it almost hit the linesman. They both kind of looked at each other, I think, in amazement. That was good.
Nylander drops it. Bertuzzi shot off the leg.
Shot off the leg, gonna bounce out. Bertuzzi has no luck.
Brody will bring it back in. Fires that off the inboards. Cooley deferred, and
maybe Bertuzzi should stick with fighting.
Brody in front, and Nylander covered by 2 Canadians. Out comes Caulfield along with
What
Suzuki.
did the Leafs do? Not much. Not too much, but it was Bobby McMahon who scored. It was a nice goal. Here's a steal. Oh, again, Bertuzzi with the opportunity to break out. He just can't cradle the puck.
Up with it, Caulfield to the front. And Matthews able to.
You know what? They got to pull Bertuzzi off this line and put him back with
nice look for Caulfield.
Brett, what's going on?
At the last second, as Caulfield was going to pull the trigger, it kind of got away from him. Nice job of retrieving that puck again.
Yeah, right. We got to take Bertuzzi off this top line and put him back with Max.
Here's a pass
coming across.
Looking for Evans in front. Back to Savard and Jack Eyes.
Oh, I think we're getting a penalty coming up. We get interference here as TJ Brody was sent flying. He crashed into Tavares. I think Brody took a stick to the
face. Stick call. The question is it 2 or 4 as Brody gets himself up. I believe it's Evans looking skyward to see what transpired.
Well,
but
I don't think blood really matters anymore because we saw Toronto get Bertuzzi cut and bleeding in the game against Boston, and they still only called it a 2-minute penalty. So Brody takes a high stick in the face. He goes down.
Had a couple little swings
Toronto
at each other,
on
and then
the power play now.
Almost got Tavares on the ankle as Brody went down. But clearly just 2, no blood there.
Maybe that'll knock some sense into him.
The Leafs open the season 2 for 4 on the power play against Montreal.
The penalty call. 27-year-old, 6 feet tall.
Skid
Jake Evans. Toronto's power play second in the league, but as of late, they have been atrocious. A number of giveaways and shorthanded opportunities against. Jonathan wants the wave going. Let's do it. Let's fire it up.
Montreal's been better at their penalty kill. Still does 28.
Get those hands
on the
up
year,
in the air.
For 8 in their last 3 and only 1 against in their last 16 times. So something that Marty St. Louis has been able to get some traction on.
Get those hands up. And here it is. Matthews loses it. Long shot by Armia and a nice save by Sammy. And Armia crashes into Samsonov.
That's an interference
and
call.
Morgan Riley is screaming.
26 seconds into the power play.
Look at Samsonov too. He's slow to get up. Not sure if it's just reaction or if there's anything wrong on that collision.
Listen, Riley's going to go off.
Riley's going to get the
Mark.
ball with a hold.
Vegas definitely has
Matthews gets this little
the
drop
pieces.
And then just loses
they
control.
Definitely
now
have
everybody's
the pieces.
caught. And
the matchups
a nice job.
are going to make all the
to give
difference.
himself a little extra time, and there's the takedown.
You know, if they end up playing Vancouver in that
just let
first
him
round,
go
it's
there.
going to
That
be very
one stung
interesting.
Off the shoulder as Samsonov,
Vancouver,
and he got knocked in by his defenseman.
Vegas, 100% has the pieces if they can get the right matchups to go long in that playoffs.
Canadians have
They've done a good job setting themselves up for success, especially if Hurdle comes back and plays and if Stone arises for the playoffs.
Continues to shake off that collision.
Interesting little delay here of who Marty St. Louis is going to put out. I would have thought maybe you would have seen.
So we're going to get some 4-on-4 action now. Who doesn't love some 4-on-4?
The Leafs start with Kemp and Yarncroke.
Oh, Daniel Duclair. Love Duclair.
And off the face-off. Leafs able to get control. Brody ahead. And Kelly Yarncroke heads up ice. Hands it off to Kemp. From distance, it's easy pickings for Montembeault.
Kemp and Yarncroke, interesting duo to come out to start the 4-on-4.
And past the midway mark of the second period, we'll step aside.
So the question will be, does he return? But listen, it's not one player who makes the team, right? Vegas has a good cast of characters there. Stone, yes, he makes a difference, but I think Vegas is still, even without him, is still a darn good team. Is Riley becoming more and more frustrated as the season goes? It looks to be a little bit, Phil. It looks to be, but listen, Morgan Riley, we're so used to Morgan Riley being that calm, cool, collected guy, and until he took Greg out, you know, we usually don't see a ton of emotion from him, right? So I think the fact he's starting to show some emotion, there's definitely some frustration. I think part of the frustration comes, and again, I'm going out on a limb and making some assumptions here, but goes towards coaching, right? When you're frustrated with your coach and you're not being motivated and the team isn't playing well, because let's be honest, they're not playing well right now, and you know, a lot of people are pointing the finger at Morgan Riley. When Morgan Riley got suspended, the Leafs went on that tear. And Morgan Riley returns and things very quickly turn into a slumping team. So what is the difference? Well, why did the Leafs play so different when he was out of the lineup? You know, why can't they play like that when he's in the lineup? There's a lot that goes into the analytics behind the scenes. And you're right. I think he's frustrated. I think he's frustrated of losing. I think he's frustrated of, being pointed at, saying he's the reason the Leafs aren't playing well now that he's come back. It's crazy. All right, they're just getting ready to come back from commercial break. Do you think he needs a stable partner as well? So, yeah, I think him and Lyubushkin are going to be it. Him and the Bush, they're going to play all the way through. I know they have some familiarity. they're going to be playing together down the stretch and into the playoffs. So, excuse me, they'll be able to get cozy with each other.
Walking into that arena was like no other. The glass was different.
The back stretch
the atmosphere was electric. It just by far the favorite arena.
That's right, Dallas. Exactly.
Every morning, all the staff cleaning the plexiglass, everything immaculate at the Forum. So we continue, 4 skaters aside.
Don't even get me started on Marchand.
Sends it around behind the net. Brody got there, and now Matthews to McCabe. Matthews and Nylander out there against.
Got to give credit to Marchand. He is a good player.
Nylander to the attack.
I just don't like all his extracurricular activities.
Swings wide, looks
Here's
for Matthews.
Nylander. Nice pass into the high slot. Shot. Great save.
Nice stop by Montembeault.
Montembeault on
Had it
Matthews.
moving, and a one-timer. Didn't have much on that. Montembeault with a blocker. Stolen front. Nylander. Unable to get the shot away. Canadiens escape, and now it's Caulfield with speed against Edmondson. And Samsonov with the stop. Shifting gears was Cole Caulfield.
I gotta say, I don't really like that play there by Edmondson.
This is what I was expecting in the 4-on-4. A little open ice.
He made a nice stick play, but he gave the puck right back to him.
Both these teams
not
trade
quick on his
chances
feet.
at each end. Good saves by both goaltenders.
Now Domi winds it up. He's in with Tavares across for the captain, who pivots it back for Domi. Trying to go wide on Matheson. Max Domi.
Nobody's open. Domi's skating around. Nobody's open there for him.
Was slashed there, and as
welcome in, everyone. If you're just coming in, thanks to those who have hit that subscribe. Appreciate it very much. Welcome to our community.
Flipped away, and Montembeault will play that as now
well
the
said,
Canadiens
Mark.
at full strength, and Morgan Riley getting set to return. He's got 5 seconds left in his penalty. Jack-eye sends it down into the Leaf zone. Brody there for Toronto. Up ahead it goes. Riley out of the box.
Rich, what's going on? White Trash Guy, I don't think they really have one.
Camp tries to center it. That's blocked there by Montembeault, and turning back.
The one thing with both those guys is they come out and play every day. They give it their all every day. That's what Toronto's missing. That heart, that drive.
Brendan Gallagher on the ice. Gallagher.
That's true, Lee.
Up against Labushkin. It gets past Suzuki to the near side. Holmberg takes a hit from Struble.
Who gotta give credit to Tree Living. He has changed. He has changed kind of the mentality of this team.
Doesn't cover it, but the Leafs able to clear on a close call for Brendan Gallagher.
Change does
what a great
take
play
time.
by Gallagher. I think he was shocked that all of a sudden the lane opened up and
comes
just
in offside.
hesitated for a split
7
second.
minutes left to go in the second period here.
A little bit as expected with
Toronto starting to play a little bit more aggressive.
Buying himself a little time, gets it into Matthews, and this is quick little left pad save by Montembeault, and then Newhook loses control. Nylander right on the doorstep. How about Gouli? That might have saved a goal there.
Good,
as
solid
Nylander
defense from
could have been able
Montreal.
to reach across.
That's Mark.
Caulfield
That's
uses his
exactly
speed
it.
to
That's
create a
that
chance,
type
and
of
there's
player
the
that
little
White Trash
backhander
guy is talking about.
dangerously came across
Right.
the slot, and a nice job
That guy
by
who's going
Samsonov
to show
keeping
up.
his pad
He's
anchored
going to grind
to
it
keep
out.
that
He's
one
going
up.
to do everything.
There's 7 remaining here in the second period. A 1-1 tie. As Jake Evans back into Leaf territory. Matheson, the goal scorer. One-timer right
Thank
on.
you, Jeannie,
Gouli
for hitting that
let it
subscribe.
fly.
Appreciate
Samsonov's
it.
got it, and Matthews with a stick up in front.
Want trusted advice, valuable reward programs, and easy-to-use tools? Have a seat. Let's get started. TD, ready for you.
You know, this pass across a little bit slow, so it gives plenty of time. Look at how square Samsonov was across as he anticipated that. And once you're able to track that pass across, it's so much easier as a goaltender, and that's why typically you have so much traffic in front trying to take the
6:39, and we'll
goaltender's
keep
eyes
going.
away from the pass.
Dan,
as
you know
much
what,
as
that's
when the
a
shot
good
actually
point.
comes.
You know, and I was reluctant to
Camp's
say
gonna
it. Oh,
waved
look,
out.
we're up 50-50 now. Face-offs.
Not
Toronto's
happy
evened it
about
up.
that.
I was reluctant to say it, but Domi,
So McMahon back in as one.
you know,
one
Domi
drop.
has been, when they
And
moved him
wins
up to
another.
that second line, I mean, he's
Replacing
been
Camp as it
some of the
bounces
games the
down into
hardest
the
worker.
Montreal zone.
He doesn't have the
Camp
hands,
on his
you know,
tail.
he doesn't get the points that those guys
along
get,
the
but
inboards.
I think he has that determination factor.
Comes loose from McCabe. Now McMahon. Across. TJ Brody trying to knife that past Gallagher. A hit there on Evans.
It's going to be a penalty.
And it will be a penalty.
Oh, come on.
You know, a little late
Bobby
developing.
McMahon driving
McMahon,
in,
the last
going for the
second
puck.
looked like he
Got a
just got
clip.
the right leg out.
Got
and
a
he
clip
and
on Evans.
chirping at each other.
So he's going to go to the box for interference.
You know, it's one of those
Weak
plays that
call. I
happens
think
kind
that's
of
a
out of
weak call.
nowhere. And I think McMahon going after the puck. Yeah, see the right leg. It gets in. And
So
penalty, number 74.
instead of getting the puck, and the puck was still back in the pile as well. So I think McMahon thought that Evans was going to get control
this
of it.
is where I think that whole intent conversation
and the power play
comes into,
opportunity
right?
comes up for the Canadiens.
So
Bobby
they call it
McMahon was
D.
going into the corner. Yes, his leg clipped Evans, but I think this was kind of like the Marchand Nyes collision. I think this was an accidental collision going in there for the puck. Don't like that call when you're letting so much other stuff go. But Montreal going to be on the power play now.
Well, the Leafs will start with Camp and Nylander on the kill.
He's been around a little while, Krista. He's bounced around through a number of teams. He hasn't really performed for anybody.
Likely to see him first, though, Camp.
But I like what I see. I give him an
top
extension.
field, a chance in front, but Brody denied the shot by Suzuki and able to clear.
Dangerous pass by Brody.
So
Up the middle to get
important
it
in
out.
in that area. A nice job of Brody coming away with that puck and able to get
Jake, it's the
clear.
second
Now
period.
Connor Dewar checks in along with Yarncroke. Dewar's first goal of the year was here. Early in the year, short-handed.
Nice little
And
pass.
a
Toronto
breakaway
racing for
pass
this
to
one,
Dewar
short-handed.
here on cue. In fact, the Wild scored twice short-handed in a 26-second span in that early season game. Short shift for Dewar and Yarncroke.
End game, how's it going? Welcome in.
Goldberg back along with Camp once again.
1 minute gone in the power play. Montreal carrying it into its own stolen by Camp.
Knocked off his stick. Labushkin out at
That's up
center.
nice from Labushkin trying to spring Holmberg.
Holmberg by Matheson. Slafkovsky back in. Here's Suzuki following. Into Matheson. Spins away from Holmberg.
Gosh, Matheson is just looking better and better.
There's Suzuki, who scored his 100th earlier in the week. Tips it off, and that shot deflects high and out.
Good job by Toronto so far on this penalty kill.
Holmberg just knowing
Montreal
a little
offense and defense is very
bounce back.
circular.
Guys were tired
Yes,
on the
keep
offense
six,
there as
absolutely.
the end of a shift.
You know, one thing they need to do, one thing Toronto needs to do, and they had a
of
lot of success when they did this earlier this year, is
the
getting
quick
aggressive on the
development
puck
there as
carrier.
Camp is out high,
When the
and
puck
that's
carrier
just
on
a
the
great
points,
read
get the puck,
defensively
move
by
up
Holmberg,
on them
making
quickly.
sure nothing gets
Force
towards
them
the
to
net.
make a move.
Sheldon
Toronto
Keefe
was very
sends out his
successful
big
when they
guns.
attacked like that.
Matthews and
Sitting
Nylander
back is where they struggle.
to try and finish the kill and maybe put a little pressure on this Montreal power play. Anderson down low to Gallagher.
They're 15-16. Wow,
Back to
already.
Jack Guy shooting, and that
was Arizona.
ended up going over the net. Duck loose, and Nylander's on it. He'll try and pull away. Looking for Matthews, pass denied. Nylander trying to get it back, but Joshua Waugh comes up with it. That's off the skeet to Matthews. Dropping it back to Brody. And the McMahon penalty.
That's going to do it. They kill it
He
off.
returns to the ice. Montreal didn't have a shot.
Here's
on that
Tavares with
power
the puck
play.
coming in right
Tavares
off the
up with
kill.
it. Down
Tavares
low,
sitting it
goes
down
to
low.
back.
Matthews walking out of the corner,
Stopped by
tried to put it in.
Montembeault.
Montembeault with a nice
And a
stop.
chance to double down here in period
Gracious,
number 2.
what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Fortunate for the Canadiens, Jonathan
see you.
Duchamp, the linesman, it hit him. It was going to be an icing call at the end of that penalty
comes
kill.
JT.
Instead, almost ended up in the back of the net for the Leafs.
Pass for
off
Yarncroc
of
too
that
far, but Yarncroc can speed in and get there
Tavares,
first.
next point for him will be his
That's it. Toronto
400th
starting to
as
win
a
some of
Maple
these
Leaf.
races.
Yarncroc behind the net, couldn't reach
Coming around
it.
for Riley. He's going to play it back around.
Louise
Right in front, Tavares
Anyway,
trying to bat it
get a
out of the
stick
air.
on that
Couldn't
hot
do it.
pass. Riley wraps it around. Pass Domi. Lilligren advances. Trying to hold the zone.
When those
but
three were together,
it's
I
played out
mean,
by Evans.
they played well. I'm
Just
okay.
over
I
3
did like
minutes remaining
Tavares
here
on
in
that
the
third
second.
line, but understanding with Martin out,
18-16, the shots Canadiens. That pass too far for Dewar. Comes back out, and Holmberg will have to backtrack in his own zone. Pontus Holmberg up for Dewar at the Montreal line. Connor Dewar's in. Doesn't take the backhand.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking about Robertson.
And at the line,
That's going to hop out. Labushkin can't hold it. They put him down. I mean, it would have made sense to trade Robertson, even for a draft pick. They're wasting him down in the minors.
Gordon Harris.
I don't understand it at all.
Labushkin there for Toronto.
You're not going to play him, trade him. The kid has been great. Here comes Willie with a shot. I say great. He has had some defensive blunders, but offensively he was a nice little spark. I really like what Nick Robertson was bringing. They're going to go to commercial break. Sam, can you shave your beard? I can't tell. You really like wearing that? Peter. Yeah, the plan, we're going to shave tomorrow. Don't worry. It's not Stan. It's not Stan, but this was the first weekend in a while where we haven't had to run to hockey rinks. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. It's how I can relax. Coming up in the second period, we are going to talk through a bunch of playoff scenarios. I'm going to give you my opinions on teams I like, teams I don't like. We're going to talk about all that good stuff, so make sure to stick around. Without the stats, do you think McDavid is probably the most skilled player today? I haven't seen it. Oh, Dan, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I don't even need to think about it. And we're going to see McDavid tomorrow. We are going to be live tomorrow. The Edmonton Oilers and the Pittsburgh Penguins bring you some game coverage. So if you're around tomorrow afternoon, make sure to drop in, say hello, and hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, McDavid is, I mean, what he does is insane, right? His edges, he's so strong on his edges. The way he can change direction, reverse polarity, he defies gravity. I'm not going to start breaking out singing Defying Gravity, but I tell you, the things McDavid do are ridiculous. When you watch, he cuts in and he stops and changes directions and all of a sudden blows through three guys and scores. His spinoramas, all these things that McDavid does is just... It's magical, you know. It sounds cheesy, but watching him play is incredible. And it's not just with the puck. The things McDavid does away from the puck, if you ever have a chance to see him play live, it is the way he reads the plays is like no other. And I really feel like, you know, part of him is being wasted in Edmonton. Now they look like they have a chance. We'll see. But he is a special player, and he deserves a cup. Muffin, what's going on?
Welcome the line by Matthews.
Indians for sure.
For it. Let's get it through for Nylander. That's denied. And Suzuki up ahead past Caulfield. That's off the skate to Slafkovsky, but Nylander can't get going. Caulfield will fire it back into Toronto territory.
Very lucky. It didn't hurt that Edmonton had a ton of #1 draft picks
in front
span of years.
Got Riley jumping on the near side. He's starting to change. Tavares is out. Bertuzzi and Matthews remain, but now they head off.
I don't know why he hasn't pulled Bertuzzi off.
He got in there hard on the forecheck, made a great play, and got a chance for Caulfield, and then back in his own zone.
True,
a good hard hit.
That's true.
Takes the body and turns the puck going back the other way. Just those little details that he continues to try to work on.
Here's Gallagher moving in behind the net, looking to center. Yarncrook there, flips it away. Maybe a break for Doby.
Come on, Max! Maximilian scores! Max Domi puts it in against the team that he spent a little bit of time with. Max, special Max. There's that stuff. You talk about a Marchand, a Stone. Domi showing it, burst of speed, splitting the D, just coming in, fending off the slashes, the diving, swinging stick, and he puts it in. What a year. What a year. What a goal.
Control, and look at that positioning. Underneath the glove, between the arm and the body.
Max, that was huge. He hit a top speed of 35.7 kilometers an hour there. Max Domi, what a burst of speed.
Topped out at 35.7 k an hour.
Muffin, you know, here's coming right back Montreal with a shot and a nice save. They have a chance, right? I haven't looked at the percentage breakdown of the odds. It's all going to depend on the matchups and if they can get out of that first round. They have one of the toughest roads because they're going to end up having to go through Boston, maybe Florida, maybe Rangers. They're going to have by far one of the toughest paths.
He's got 13 goals, 32 points in those 40 games, but he's proven that he's an NHLer here, I think.
Well, the ultimate regional rivalry continues. Boston takes on New York. Don't miss the PWHL action Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern on CBC Gem. Bit of a dilemma here for the Canadiens because Joshua Waugh would really help the Laval team right now. They'd like to get them into the AHL playoffs. They're on the outside looking in right now for all the prospects, and even Waugh, but
good night, Muffin. Take care.
So well here, can't get
you
down.
Called it. You called it.
That's a good problem, isn't it?
It is, and he's
so I'm still, for me, jury's still out on Bertuzzi. Domi at $3 million. I'm okay with what he's doing. I know he only has. I just put it in. What is it? 8 goals. I know he's not going to end up being a 20-goal scorer, but the spark Domi has given to so many others, he makes people play better.
97 goals in his final 2 years.
And he's dropped the gloves. He's gotten in there. I love what Domi offers. Bertuzzi has played well as of late, dropping the gloves. He's got some goals, but I don't think he's worth $5 million. In my opinion.
Yeah, tie in the building tonight. A nice call.
22.9
Just on
seconds.
Joshua Waugh, Stefan Julian's first trade as GM of the Sherbrooke Phoenix was the
war.
blockbuster deal to acquire him from St. John. A first overall pick in the queue. Struggled though to start his junior career. Got to Sherbrooke. Julian sat down with him and said bluntly, look, your work ethic and practice, no good.
Just coming in and joining us. Thank you for being here. My name is Sam. Welcome to the show.
Gonna be hard on you, but he believed his hockey sense was as elite as is, and if he changed his habits off the ice, that would get him to the next level. Become a good example for the new kids that have come through Sherbrooke since. He believes that he's one of the few French-Canadian players that can handle the pressure here in Montreal.
Riley sending it in from the point. Nice little glove there. We got a little tussle going on in front of the net. Didn't see what started that. We got a little wrestling match. Savard in there. As is Jack Guy. And Walk. Shocker, Jack Guy and Savard
that's
causing
always
trouble.
The most difficult thing for teams is looking at development of the young players, the guys who are going to come up. And when you're a team like Montreal right now, a little bit in transition, obviously, you're trying to not only build them from the American League up, but when you get the opportunity.
Oh, Onyx, I need some good deli.
Arbor Jackeye,
my favorite deli around the corner
back
from
down to the American League, now up again at the end of the season.
I'm not happy about it. I still have
those are the tough decisions that come
soup was
in the development process for
the best corned beef sandwiches. I need a new good deli.
Comes back to Riley.
Riley with a shot. That one's going to go
looking for a tip in front. Gets past Tavares. Domi covers the point. Rick wide. Riley backhand to Tavares behind the net. Gets it back. Backhand to the net.
And that's going to do it. Period has come to an end. Now we got some scuffles. Tavares, he's got a hold of Savard. Slavkovsky coming in there, putting a headlock on Riley. Here comes Domi over. Careful, Riley. If you say too much, you'll get another 5 games.
And Tavares,
Tavares looks like he's on the bottom of the pile, I think.
I was saying, Chris, this didn't look like the group that might get into
has got his bucket off. Now Tavares is up on his feet.
And Reeves
Domi and Slavkovsky are having a conversation. I wonder if Domi's Russian is okay. Or wherever Slavkovsky is from.
It'll be an interesting conversation.
Leafs get an early goal.
Slavkovsky is not typically one to muck it up. But this is going to set that tone, as Shorzy would say, set that tone going into period number 3. The rough, tough stuff is coming up. Toronto taking the lead. Let's go break down and talk about it. All right, here we go. You know what? Onyx Center Street is okay, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. It just doesn't do it. There's another place I tried. I don't know if you've been to Corned Beef House. Corned Beef House makes some homemade soup, which is really good, but it's just not the same. I don't know. Not the same. All right. This period, very different. 22 shots now for Montreal, 19 for Toronto. 34 hits for Montreal, 16. So Toronto stopped hitting in that period, but they've really upped their play, which is good. And it looks like Toronto's going to end up coming out of that scrum with a power play, so they'll start the third on the power play. Montreal 0 for 2. Toronto is 0 for 1. And you can see Toronto just with a slight advantage now in the face-off circle. So they came from way back. It's a Sudbury Saturday night. There you go. Absolutely, cartoons. God, I can't wait for the next season of Shoresy. It can't come out soon enough. 15 giveaways. That is an absolute atrocious number. They got to do something better with that. That does not work. Block shots, 10-8. You know, that is a little okay. All right, let's talk Panthers, but it's pricey. So Panthers, the Panthers up here closed. That's the one. Panthers up here closed. It was my go-to. I was there like way too often, but it was so good. It was very pricey, but they had everything. The soup, the sandwiches, the coleslaw. Oh, okay. Anyways, I digress. Let's talk about playoff hockey. Now, again, as things came to be, as of March 8th, these were the matchups. I'm going to give you my predictions. I'd love to know if you agree or disagree. Lee, I would make that change in a heartbeat. Okay, so here we go. First up, Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning. I know our good friend Ryan is going to call Tampa Bay all the way. I think Florida is going to beat them. I think it's going to be a good series, but I think this is going 5 games, 5 or 6 games. I think Florida is going to kind of wipe the floor with Tampa Bay. So that's my pick. What do you guys think? Florida, Tampa Bay. You can put your predictions in the chat. Again, I think it's going to be Florida Panthers, 5 games, maybe 6. That's kind of my prediction for series number 1. I love corned beef better than pastrami. Peter, I agree with you there. Lee, the North corned beef house. Defense is going to look different next year. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Which Canadian franchise has the best chance of getting into the Cup final? So we're going to get there. Tampa got tougher. Florida got weaker. So I picked the opposite. Okay, you're going Tampa. 7 games. Tampa won. Various is going 7 games as well. Ooh. So that's where my... Take corned beef. That's right, Onyx. Florida in 6. All right, good. Trevor's with me. All right, that's where I think that one's going. Always an upset, Sam. I got either Vancouver or Florida. Nice. Okay, let's go. The next matchup. Well, we'll skip that one. New York Rangers, Detroit Red Wings. Florida without Sergachev, they're screwed. Yeah, you know, should I just put this on now? Should I just put this one on now? Just to, here we go. Just to represent. So we go New York Rangers, Detroit Red Wings. Yep, Hayden, I'm with you. Rangers, no question. Ashley, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. I take the Rangers, hands down, again. Detroit has grown leaps and bounds. They look much, much better, but no match for the Rangers. Rangers just too strong. And unfortunately, I think this one could be a shorter series. It depends on the health. It's okay, Dallas. I'll put it back when the period starts. There it is. Rangers in 5. I'm with you. Rangers in 5 is where I'm going. Here, Dante's on Young shooting Thornhill. Yeah, oh yeah. I know Don. I've heard of Dante's. I know. So this is gonna be on. Don't you worry. Last but not least in the Eastern Conference, and this is one of the last. I'm ignoring Toronto for now. I actually don't really care for this series. Don't really care who comes out of this series. Carolina Hurricanes and the Philadelphia Flyers. I really couldn't care for either of these two teams. I don't think either of these two teams are going far. Carolina probably takes it, and this is one where I'll go with the under. I'll take the Flyers. I think the Flyers are bigger and stronger than Carolina, and I think they'll beat them down. Now, Carolina did get stronger. Philly obviously trading away defensemen hurts them. Carolina should win it, but just for giggles, I'll take the Philadelphia Flyers here. The thing that's going to be interesting, right, if these were the matchups, if Detroit somehow found a way to upset the Rangers, and then all of a sudden you have, Carolina, Philadelphia, whichever one of those teams versus Detroit, I think that's kind of your easiest path to get to the conference final for any of those teams. The Rangers, though, I think they're going to win it. And then, of course, last but not least in the Eastern Conference, Toronto, Boston. What do you guys think? I think they will, Ashley. Yes, I definitely think they will. But no lead is a safe lead. Canes in 6. All right, Canes in 6. Flyers leaking away real bad. that they are, but I couldn't care. Now that Carolina got rid of Bunting, I couldn't care. I couldn't care for that team. Various saying Toronto in 5. Wow. Hate to say it, Boston in 5. See, I think this series is going 7. I think it's going 6 or 7. It's going to be a long series. And while I want to say Toronto for so many reasons, I think Boston outlasts Toronto. And I'll tell you why. And I hate to say it. Your name is actually Ethan. Okay, Ethan. I will try and remember that. Toronto in 7, probably in OT. I really hope that's the case. This is why I think I want Toronto to do it to end this story, right? We talk WWE right now. It's all about the road to WrestleMania and talking about Cody Rhodes finishing his story. I'd love for Toronto to finish the story, to knock the Bruins out, to get rid of the curse and forget about what happened many, many moons ago. But I think that game, that series, is not going to be about offense. It's going to be about brute physicality. It's going to be about defense, and it's going to be about goaltending. Toronto has fixed their brute physicality. Rain's going Toronto in 4 with the sweep. Wow. That would be incredible. Toronto is better now physically, right? Labushkin, they picked Edmondson, Dwyer, like they're just playing better. Benoit, McCabe, we saw how much they were knocking them around. That mark is the question. Swayman and Allmark, that tandem, they play so well. Onyx, thank you so much. The $6.99 super chat for the corned beef fund. Love it. Onyx, corned beef on me. let's go grab a sandwich. We'll hit up Center Street and go grab a soup and a sandwich or a Greek salad for you. Thank you so much. Christo, what's going on? I just tuned in. What period are they in? Is second intermission, getting ready to go to the third. Thank you, Onyx. So goaltending, I give to Boston. Favor goes to Boston in terms of goaltending. Defense, I think right now I have to give it to Boston. Toronto can beat them. They can. I really, truly believe they can. But if the coaching continues to be the way it is now, I think they're in trouble. Plus, don't forget, with the addition of Pat Maroon, you know Maroon is going to be sticking and hooking and all that stuff that he did on Tampa Bay. So I hate to say it, but I think it's going to go to Boston. And let me be wrong. Let me be wrong. At least be Boston first game. The Bruins fans will quit on them. And I think if they can just get out ahead and run them down physically, but it's going to be hard. All right, let's switch over to the West. We'll start at the top. Dallas, Nashville Predators. This is interesting. Paper Leafs should beat Boston, but I don't think they will. And you know what? Key word there, Dan, will. That's what it's going to come down to. Will, heart, determination. It's going to be tough. Like the New Look Leafs in the playoffs this year, built to give, take a beating. That's right, Mark. That's right. They got to step it up. Head games in the Bruins, how they fell at playoffs last year. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Mark saying Maroon will not be a major factor. Interesting. I think he will. I think he will come into play. Okay, so Dallas, Nashville. Nashville, one of the hottest teams in the league this year. They are playing great hockey, really good hockey. And by the way, Pat Maroon has made it to the Stanley Cup final like the last number of years. He always seems to be on the team that gets there. I think he's been in a lot of finals. But yeah, Dallas Stars, Nashville Predators. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Dallas is just so strong. Endgame coming in 5 gifted memberships. Endgame, thank you so much. Congrats to everyone hitting those channel memberships. Stick taps for Endgame. Thank you so much, Endgame. Really appreciate that, even from a Sens fan. But thank you, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Stick taps. Get those stick taps out. Thank you, Endgame. Nashville scares me. Dallas in 6. Yeah, I mean, Dallas, they're a good team, but Nashville is just climbing. Outside of their overtime loss to Montreal, they've been they've just been going crazy. So I'm going to go for the upset. I'm going to take Nashville for the upset. My only concern is, did they peak at the wrong time? Going into the next series, Winnipeg, Colorado. Oh my goodness. This could be one of the best series in the playoffs. Colorado, Winnipeg. I think this goes 7 games. I have no idea who comes out on top. This one is going to come down to goaltending. Winnipeg has the better tender in Hellebuck. But Georgiev has actually played surprising hockey. Hayden, I'm the same way. I'm like, I have a feeling, can Winnipeg do it? But Colorado, man, they just go to another level. I mean, Nathan McKinnon, you can never count him out. That's going to be an incredible one. Winnipeg in 5, Trevor. Wow. I mean, that's Colorado. So, yes, I think I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm cheering for Winnipeg in that one. I want Winnipeg to win it, but I think Colorado takes it in 7. That's going to be an unbelievable series. Florida, Tampa Bay is going to be fun. Colorado, Winnipeg is going to be crazy. But what just might end up stealing the series of the playoffs is going to be the Vegas Golden Knights and the Vancouver Canucks. Vegas, Vancouver. Oh boy, this one is tough because Vegas, they're like 2 opposite teams, right? Vegas is big and strong. And listen, they're hanging on to that last wild card right now. They're on a slide. But they are big and they are strong. Vancouver is not big, but they're fast and they're skilled. So this is a game, or this will be a series that I just don't know. It's pure speed and skill against strength and power. Hayden says Vancouver. Dan says Canucks in 6. Vancouver in 6, very us. Vancouver in 5, says Trevor. Yeah, I mean, I think 6 is probably the right number. I think I'm in line with 6. I think Vancouver takes that one. I mean, it's going to be one heck of a series. It's going to be super exciting. The one aspect that could totally change the dynamic is if Vegas comes out and they just start punishing guys, right? Vancouver is smaller and faster and skillful, and if Vegas can start just knocking them around, that could turn the tide. And that's right. If Stone comes back and they have all this firepower, if Hurdle comes back 100%, it's going to be very interesting. Joe's, what's going on? Love to have you on my show. Joe, yeah, let's talk. I appreciate it. Shoot me an email. Send me an email. We'll get one of the mods. We'll drop my email in the chat. Send me an email. I'd be happy to talk to you anytime. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, I mean, that's going to be a great series. Ultimately, I think Vancouver, though, takes it. And, of course, we don't know the Stone effect. And then last but not least, Edmonton, LA Kings. Edmonton, LA Kings. I mean, that's Edmonton hands down. Edmonton hands down. I mean, they are neck and neck in the standings, which, you know, would make it real exciting, right? We're talking 79 points to 75 points, 38 wins for Edmonton, 32 for LA. That would be a lot of fun, but I think Edmonton takes that one home. There it is. So Triton, thank you for dropping it in. There's the email. Yeah, feel free, shoot me a note. We'll set something up and we'll talk. Kadri, get out of town. Kadri, man, I was so mad when we traded Kadri out of Toronto. So mad. But I was so happy for him and what he did in Colorado. Coming to Calgary, man, that would be awesome. Yeah, so mad we got rid of him. But I understand why we had to. If he's legit, if he's really your cousin, man, tell Kadri I say what's up. And he's a good dude. I never had a chance to meet him. I was always hoping to run into him somewhere. But man, that is awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, you got to tell him what's up for me. Vegas run 4 lines, 4 checks like beasts. Defenses, they are Lee. It is going to be true. It is going to be stacked. It is going to be a tough series, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Kings in 7. Curtis is going Kings in 7. Oh, Curtis. It hurts. It hurts so bad. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, if the series might not end up exactly this way, of course, what happens over time is going to make a difference. Goran, welcome in. You're very welcome. Congratulations. I think it was, we've had a couple tonight. It might have been end games that got some gifted memberships. We've had a few come in, but congratulations. So we'll see. Whatever the matchups will be, we'll see as they change. We'll keep monitoring and we'll keep talking as we go to see what it's going to look like. But right now we're getting ready for the third period. Toronto has the lead. Can they hang on? Can they shut this one down? It's been a fun Saturday of hockey. Of course, real quick, if this loads, real quick, taking a look around the league. Oh my gosh, don't fail me now, Internet. Lightning 5-0 over the Flyers. Capitals 4-1 over the Blackhawks. Shark 2-1 over the Sens. Rangers 2-0 over the Blues. Predators 2-1 over the Blue Jackets. Sabres in overtime 3-2 over the Oilers. Bruins 5-1 over the Penguins. And my Florida Panthers 5-1 over the Calgary Flames. So good hockey, a lot of fun, some great battles. Again, Pittsburgh and Bruins on Disney Plus with the cartoon edition for the kids was amazing. Great job they did there. But let's see how this game is going to finish out. All right, we are set to go. Thank you so much for hitting those subscribes, helping us out, growing our community. Really appreciate it. Let's get set, get this in position. All right, let's go. Toronto's going to start on the power play here as little bonking around, little shenanigans at the end of period number 3. It's going to see John Tavares going for roughing. Dennis Savard is going for roughing. Arbor Jacki going for roughing for removing the opponent's helmet. That's an interesting one. Roughing, removing the opponent's helmet. All right, time to get this game back underway. Let's see, can the Leafs hold? Can they extend the lead?
It was on the sheet.
Thank you so much, Joe Sports Channel. Appreciate it so very much. Yeah, I missed Don Cherry a lot. Don was awesome.
Suffering an injury in Boston.
All right, Mark, sounds good. Here we go on the power play. Leafs power play has not looked good. Let's see if they can bring this one home. Here comes Willie, going to dump it in. Yarncroc getting up in there.
Too far for him, a chance for Evans to clear, and he does.
There's again, Yarncroc just not quite sure of what his route was going to be.
The passing is where the troubles have been.
Was a little hesitant there, so that little chip by Nylander went to nobody.
Never take a man's hat.
Nylander scored power play goals on opening night against the Canadiens. And it's Nylander to Matthews.
Well, I agree. Well,
around to the near side.
Topic for another day, Lee. I agree.
Yarncroc stayed on the puck. And across it goes
but,
to Matthews.
Or however.
Looking for his 55th of the year. Riley shooting, and that deflects into the corner. Evans bumped by Matthews.
But I do agree with you, 100%.
Yarncroc trying to dig it out. Bertuzzi does.
Front, Nylander couldn't catch up to that.
Nylander, watched by Armia.
Come on, Willie. Has it on the far boards. Back to the line.
In front of the net.
Riley back over to Willie. Bad pass. They're forcing these passes, and they're not making good ones. Matthews can't control it. Line. Riley just going to whip it in the corner. Bert's going to go there, gives it to Willie. Willie into the slot. Yarncroc can't get it.
By Armia, kept in by Riley.
Nice job at the line.
20 seconds remaining in the power play. William Nylander, that's blocked. He'll take it on the backhand.
Somebody get open for him.
Goalie. Matthews up top.
Montreal doing a good job staying in the lanes.
And that pass broken up.
Nobody helping out Willie. Willie with the puck saying, guys, I want to give it to somebody.
Late like that,
so that's going to do it. Power play has expired. Not a great penalty kill at all. They really got to refocus on their power play.
Didn't get a shot on goal. Montreal didn't have a shot on their last power play.
Sending up Brody walking out of the corner. Nice save by Sam Montembeault.
The net as it was disrupted there by Caulfield. Nyes is after it. Digging Struble along the boards. Slavkovsky can't clear. Kemp is there. To the near side it goes.
We'll have to see if they juggle their top lines around at all.
Puck loose and knocked off the stick of Nyes by Suzuki. Brody ahead, Nyes deflects it deep, but Kemp in on the forecheck once again. Kemp up with it, one-handed it to McMahon and back. Here's McMahon trying to come off the board, checked by the Montreal captain. Suzuki around, and there's Edmondson. The Leafs 20 beating the Canadiens 20.
Bobby Mack can't control it. What is with
Montreal
the puck control right now? Yeah.
By Dewar. Around for Struble. Fourth line out.
He's got to figure things out.
And here's Gallagher working his way in. Trying to go wide on Liljegren. Getting the puck to Anderson and back. Knocked off his stick by Edmondson. Anderson along the boards. Anderson and Gallagher, two of the remaining 6 Canadians who played in the Stanley Cup Final.
Nice toe drag. Matheson again. Matheson. Holy cow, this guy is just looking unbelievable every time he touches the puck, making things happen.
Anderson, a backhand that's blocked by Dewar, and now Reeves will get it out to center. Newhook knocked down by Dewar. Matheson will flip it in. For Liljegren.
Cherry, how's it going? Good to see ya.
The stick of Evans. Here's Harvey Pinard. It was blocked by Labushkin.
Labouche getting in with the block.
And it's there for Montreal to tie. And now Liljegren got the stick caught up on Evans, and it's going to be a
Liljegren's going to take a penalty.
The puck is touched.
Lily going to the box.
To the power play, looking for the equalizer.
Well, it's just the little plays that you have to make late in the shift to
when
clear the zone that end up coming back to haunt you.
When you let go of your stick, right? You're holding your stick. When you let go and you wrap your stick around,
nice move again by Matheson, pulling it in, and Samsonov gets the play out. But this is after getting trapped twice,
and actually,
not able to get it out. And for Liljegren, you got your arm
the
up,
ref
but
can't see it because the ref's on the other side of the ice.
Liljegren
doesn't have a hold on him. Liljegren's holding his other arm out. I thought he brought the arm in and grabbed the jersey, but Liljegren had the other arm out. It was actually the Montreal player who wrapped the arm over Liljegren's arm. But Liljegren, I thought, did an excellent job there. I don't like that call. That was cheese. Here we go, Montreal on the power play.
Along with Caulfield, who's manning the point, and the Leafs win the draw, get it out to center. Here's Matheson, back to Suzuki. Watched by Nylander as he tries to enter the zone. Him stepped on that puck and broke it up, but the Leafs able to play it back out to center.
Trying to get things back up and running here. Montreal stepping over the line, trying to flip it out. Again, they can't get it deep. They get it just to the Montreal zone.
You almost have to bring it back, don't you, Chris, in terms of nobody's got any speed,
here.
And that's exactly what Suzuki does. Go way back. Everybody was standing still trying to get the entry.
There's the zone entry they were looking for. Slavkovsky to Suzuki and back. And Matheson at the point. Watched by Yarncroke.
Thank you, Mons.
A pass here. Newhook in.
Newhook puts it in. Montreal ties this one up on the power play. Montreal on the power play, and that always happens. Jonesy, what's going on? Welcome in. This always happens, right? A weak call comes in, Toronto scrambling on the power play, and Montreal walking right in. No business making this play. Alex Newhook takes the puck about just below the top of the faceoff circle and is allowed to skate for a couple of strides right in and makes the shot. A very nice shot indeed it was.
And he's been able to tie this game.
So not a good penalty kill at all for the Maple Leafs. We are all tied up.
Can't help but think having Dewar in his first game trying to kill penalties, just making that read. A little over-aggressive out high on the wall on Slavkovsky, and there's 2 nice assists for Slavkovsky in this game.
20 assists on the year for the #1 pick in 2022. Gobi had given the Leafs the lead, but back to even on the 10th of the year for Newhook. And 5:55 of this third period. Morgan Riley ahead. Off the stick of Tavares into the Canadian zone. Savard lost it, but Tavares overskates it, and back the other way to Montreal. Evans to the line with Gallagher and Anderson. Back to Evans. In front, Anderson.
My goodness, Matheson's 37th assist. Slavkovsky's 20th assist.
Danger area, and he knocked it out of midair to clear the path and allow his team to get a change.
The Go Habs Go chant is flooding the arena.
For Matthews, who is on the move. Bouncing puck at center. Gooley there first. Edmondson checked at the leaf line.
2 points tonight for Slavkovsky, 2 for Matheson.
Here's Suzuki doing double duty here. Puck to the line, and Nylander knocked it off the stick of Gooley. They go to the boards, and Matthews there. A great outlet for Bertuzzi at center. And he can't get past
Jake, just breathe. It will be okay.
Matthews stepped into Suzuki.
Randy, what's up? Go Habs, go. Here comes Jake.
Way back out.
Cabler's going to carry it all the way in. Cut through the middle. Should have shot that. Now he's got to back it all the way up. There you go. There you go, Jake. That's right. It's all good. It will be okay. We're almost at 150 likes. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, give it a click. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us here tonight for an original 6 classic rivalry. McMahon trying to bring it out in front. This is our last night of rivalry week. It has been a great week. We played Boston twice. We played Buffalo. So much fun. Johnny, what's going on? Let's go Toronto.
And back for Brody. Looking for Nyes. Jumping on that is Struble. Back to Brody once again. And that ends up out of play near the Leaf bench.
Yeah, you know what? Trash guy, you know, I think that's going to be a problem. And listen, Toronto, we know Toronto fans. We know regular season means nothing. There you go, Jake. We know Leaf fans are a little hot-tempered, shall we say. That includes me. It includes all of us. We ride our emotions high. We flip and we flop. We love them. We hate them. All that fun stuff. The media doesn't help. which is one of the reasons Ryan O'Reilly was like, later, Toronto. So bringing in these two new guys, if Sheldon Keefe is not going to play them properly, and, you know, it's day one. They just got in here. They probably had, one practice. And the commentator already calling out Dwyer. You know, you got to give these guys some slack. It's going to take them a couple of games to find their footing, find their stride in the plays and all that stuff. And if Keefe doesn't put them in a position to be successful right away, oh my God, this market's going to eat them alive. So we really need to give Dwyer and Edmondson a chance to kind of come in here and figure things out. And that goes for any team, not just Toronto. Toronto, New York, Boston, those markets are insane. If you don't come in and perform, the fans will eat you up. The media will pressure you. But we got to give these guys a chance to learn the systems and get in there. Maybe, Randy? Do I have to admit to that? Yes, listen. Excuse me. It was Dwyer is playing, yes. It was a hard-fought battle against Boston, and while the scoreboard certainly had a higher number than we would have liked to see, boy, oh boy, did Toronto physically hand it to them. Like I said, we scared them into picking up a couple tough guys like Pat Maroon. So it's going to be an interesting series, and hopefully, you know, Toronto gets out of the slump pretty soon.
And Newhook is able to capitalize and tie this game.
Yeah, no, it was.
Canadians had a shootout
it was tough.
Loss in
It's
Florida
tough.
against the Lightning and the Panthers. 36 one-goal decisions this
So
year.
he is naturally, he is a centerman.
For a 37.
That's his position. Aho, welcome in. I hope I'm pronouncing that okay.
And off the draw, it's Gallagher.
That's right, on the way to 10-5.
Right on it. Campbell clear the rebound.
Hit that subscribe to get us to 10-5.
With 6 shots in the game now. Riley up the boards, but not out. Kept alive by Savard. Gallagher. Shot off Labushkin into the corner.
Anderson taking 9 from the boards. That energy we saw at the end of the second period has kind of disappeared. That physicality on both sides, the aggressiveness kind of settled down. Montreal still continues to hit Toronto. Stop hitting. They're up to 19 hits, where Montreal is up to 36. We saw a couple of games where Toronto was at 40, 45 hits, so definitely slowing down the physical department.
Well, know when to hold him, know when to fold him, know when to walk away, and know when to run.
Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it.
Natasha Leon.
We try to bring the best hybrid coverage we have.
I thought you were going to just keep going. You had a good little rhythm going there.
Kenny Rogers,
you're not? You don't have that in you?
I was so, I mean, I would have loved to see Marchand drop the gloves and go, but we know that was never going to happen.
And
we know
Edmondson is
that would have been a nice little scuffle.
When you're making trades at the deadline, there are specific needs that need to be filled.
But boy, did Bertuzzi surprise me. If you didn't see the Bertuzzi fight, check out the short on our channel. It was a doozy.
There, trying to make sure he doesn't get by. Following up Cooley, but offside at the Toronto line.
So, you know, Montreal's a funny case.
Comment
there, Elizabeth, about Montreal being good. Montreal has been like a tale of two cities. You know, I just don't understand this Montreal team. They have a ton of talent. They could potentially be good, but they struggle terribly. You know, they're 8th in the wild card standings.
A game like this where you just
in the conference as a whole, they're 14th. The only teams worse than Montreal this year are Ottawa.
These two teams will play again here on April the 6th. Just 3 games in the
So why Montreal is not able to win more, I just don't understand. A Joe like Joseph. A Joe. Gotcha. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Cycled from
A Joe.
Pearson. Pezzetta continues to battle Harvey Pinard. Into the near side corner. Brody.
I don't know. Try not to think about that.
Pezzetta right back after regather it.
More impact
And
there.
dug out there by Tavares.
And they'll come.
McKee
You guys have
flips it
a
to
lot of
Orange,
good
broken
young
center.
talent.
Knocked away
Good
from
prospects.
Him. Right back. In comes Fazetta from long range. Vacuumed by Samsonov and handed off.
That's true. I mean, he's good, but he still has some developing to
over the
go.
line, swinging wide. Here's Holmgren playing it back to Edmondson. Off a skate. Waugh couldn't knock it down. Reeves plays it deep. Dewar after it against Armia.
Yes, and they gave him a good deal too. I laughed at that when I saw Lee.
Reeves tags up as it's right back into the Montreal zone.
10 minutes to go. 10 minutes left in the third period.
Just missed Armia with a thunderous check. Holmberg in front. Here's Reeves, and he couldn't get it to his stick.
If Reeves would have put that in, oh my goodness, that would have been something. If Reeves becomes the hero of the game.
Himself going to the bench there, just didn't read it quick enough.
2 likes away from 150. Make sure you're clicking that thumbs up.
The connection.
Thank you all so much.
Jack-Eye fires it right
Nice
on
little
target.
stop there.
Riley up with the rebound, has to regather it and now play it out to center. Jack-Eye fires it right
Yeah,
back
Gordon,
in.
they've not been very good. It's amazing how you pull Mitch Marner out of the equation. The line is completely falling apart. Again, I don't think Bertuzzi should be on that top line.
To Nyes, off his skate, and
The way Bobby McMahon is playing, I'd put him up there. Put Bobby McMahon with Matthews and Nylander. That would be interesting. Talking about McMahon, he's driving in there again.
By Bobby McMahon, but Caulfield to the attack. Through for Suzuki. In front, Slavkovsky. And Nyes got back as it was knocked off the stick of Uri Slavkovsky in front.
Ron, how's it going? Welcome.
A rush opportunity
Bobby
for
McMahon
Montreal, and now
really impressive.
Nyes will slow things down, looking for a
Right,
change.
Dallas?
Back to
I mean,
McKee.
hockey's not a hard game.
8.5 to go in the third.
Pass, shoot, score.
Brody steps up and plays it deep. Matthews, Bertuzzi, Nylander back
Well, maybe
on.
the problem is the want. You need to want to pass,
That's
want to
icing
shoot, and
against
want to
the
score.
Canadiens.
Oh, Dallas, we figured it out.
Well, a couple opportunities in the Montreal zone. As I said, Reeves just
He's certainly
hanging in the
struggling
slot.
there,
Just thought
Lee.
he
He's
could pull it
certainly
back
struggling
quickly. We
without
knew
him.
he was gonna
I
get
mean,
pressured, but unable to
Matthews
control,
definitely
and
has
another
been
good
a little
power
sluggish
move
the
there
last
by
couple
Bobby
of games,
McMahon.
for
Pulled it
sure.
around, tried the
For
quick
sure.
shot.
But,
Maybe had a little
boy, oh
stick
boy.
in there
He,
that affected that shot, but that line has been one of the more effective
he
ones,
needs
Chris,
to
all
get out of
night
this funk.
for the Maple Leafs. The Camp, Nyes, and McMahon.
Witherspoon.
Interesting how some lines are
Matthew
born out
Witherspoon.
of adversity. And
Lucas,
without
good
Jack
evening.
Marner, 4 different Leaf lines tonight. But I don't think we've seen all year. And
Matthews
maybe
coming in, a
Rowan
little
might
bump
get
on
a
Matheson.
second or third look.
Man, I love Matheson right now. I am a huge. I mean, I like Matheson on Florida. Boy, oh boy, he's impressed me
Matheson
here
in on
tonight.
the forecheck for the Canadiens. Here's Bertuzzi. Matthews was upended. Nylander carries on. Reverses direction. Riley's on the move. Morgan Riley for Matthews.
Oh, Matthews
Tried to
just
play
gives it
back
right
to
away.
Nylander, and that's cleared to center.
Terrible
Spotted
passing.
there by
Passing's
Josh
been
Anderson.
atrocious.
You know this matchup. You've got to find Austin Matthews, and Riley thought he had him open. Good effort by
Montreal
Anderson
back and
defensively.
get
Just
this one up
shadow
and
him and got
going.
his stick
There we
in
are.
and turned
Thank
it
you. We
over.
passed 150 likes. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much.
27-21 in the game in favor of Montreal. Mazzetta after it. Anderson still out. The slick pass by Tavares.
White trash guy, are you talking about yourself there?
Morgan Riley left side. Domi missed the pass. And it's played back for Struble.
Larry Murphy. Quoting Larry Murphy.
Cage steps
That's
into
hysterical.
There's Brody around, and that's knocked down by Tavares. Striding into the Montreal zone with Domi. Rink wide. McKee.
They score! Toronto scores!
On the doorstep. And the
There it
Leafs
is.
regain the lead.
Time knowing that he
Toronto
had support was Domi
putting
on
it
the
in.
entry. But
They
for
get
Jake
that
McKay,
lead
this
back.
isn't even a
John
shot trying to score. This is
Tavares.
a shot knowing there's traffic. Good hard
John Tavares, that's what we like to see, JT.
Opened up that lane. That's one for Montembeault. You know, you have to understand where the pressure is. And Montembeault, if he can get that rebound the other side, he tried
Onyx,
to
what I think I'll have to do, because I think it's been processing really slowly.
Or not, though?
And so it's been taking a lot of time to recalculate. So I think what I'll do after the stream before tomorrow is I'm going to turn it down and refresh it and turn it back up and see if that fixes it. Because it has been taking a long time to process all the earnings. But it is processing. It does calculate. Because the other night I was watching some go through and it was taking time. It was adding. So we'll shut her down and give it a little kick in the pants and bring it back up and see if that fixes
once again, 14th time, and that's the 400th. Toronto Maple Leafs
6.5 to go. 3-2 Toronto with the lead.
Man off the boards, back to Edmondson, across for Lilligren.
Max Domi getting an assist on there.
Edmondson plays it back around, and it will reach his defensive partner. Goldberg played it to the side of the net. Nice out in front with a backhand stop by Montembeault. Another chance for this line. But back comes Armia. Stops up inside the line, plays it deep. He'll head off. Waugh onto the ice, looking for his first goal here at home as a Montreal Canadien. Back to Matheson at the line. Here is Suzuki. And
shot from the point. Nice
right
save. Seen that one all the way
Waugh
through.
making his way off. A pass for Slavkovsky. And his stick tied up. Nice, trying to work away from the checking of the Canadiens captain.
Oh, dangerous hit there by Slavkovsky right in front of the official. No call. Are you kidding me? Slavkovsky takes Edmondson directly from behind in the numbers. Right into the boards. The official staring right at it. No call. Maybe because it was more of a shove than a full shoulder hit. But wow. So we're letting hits from behind go now. Okay.
Suzuki in front. Slavkovsky over the net. Did well to get his stick on that pass that was tied up. Slavkovsky on it again against Riley. And Morgan Riley intercepts and clears.
This one up and down the ice. Charles going to change it up.
Yeah,
Tony, what's going on? Welcome in. That's right. Go Leafs, go.
Once again, Slavkovsky with the physical play in the corner opened up that one good chance for Caulfield.
Krusty, those uppercuts were awesome.
Evans right down the middle.
Bertuzzi going to scoop this one up. He's going to play it off the glass.
Out by Bertuzzi. Pass Gooley. Nylander after it against Matheson. And Nylander nearly forced the turnover, but Evans back to help out.
Time is starting to tick.
Canadiens advance.
At what point is Montreal going to pull the goaltender?
Samsonov for Brody.
He tried earlier.
Was able
to get that
work
fight
that
going.
to Dewar. Bouncing it in. Reeves on the forecheck. Up against Jackeye. Now bouncing into
Ryan
Anderson.
Reeves and Jackeye
Reeves
on there together. Reeves with the puck. Jackeye lines him up. Jackeye. A little shove on Reeves.
Against Savard. Reeves again.
He's going to
shooting.
turn him. Fire. It almost went in.
Stop that.
Why didn't Reeves coming so close?
Gets the rebound in time. Reeves back on it.
Reeves and Jackeye continue to battle in the corner. Another big hit there by Waugh.
Up with the puck again. Waugh intercepts, and now Montreal will get possession.
3.5 to go. Time is ticking away.
Good shift, and now they're off.
That's a valuable shift of what? About 30 seconds of time ticking away.
Newhook back in, but a good stick check there by McCabe. Around for Holmberg, and he bounced to the line, kept alive. Armia's got it. Now Gooley. Matheson sidesteps. Yarncroke taken down. Canadiens will get a power play with under 3 minutes to go. Calle Yarncroke will get the gate.
So Yarncroke is going to go for the trip.
With a power play looking.
And Montreal's going to go back to the power play. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Montreal fan, our card of the day today is a Michael Matheson. Oh, I forget what the number was. 149 of 499. Fleer Showcase Hot Prospect Rookie Auto is our card of the day today. I know it doesn't show because of the glare real well, but there's the auto. Matheson in the Florida uniform. If you're a card collector and you're a Habs fan, if you're interested, send me an email, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and we can talk. But that's the card of the day up for sale today. Michael Matheson, Fleer Showcase Hot Prospects, 148 of 499. All right, this is going to be an interesting one. I wonder if Montreal will pull the goaltender during this power play for a 6-on-4 to set it up. Toronto has not been good. It wasn't a great call. The Leaf player was going in to stop, and as he was putting on the brakes, the Montreal player went to step around him and tripped over his leg. So not a great call, but he's going. Both this call against Yarncroc and the call against Timothy Liljegren, not great, considering how Montreal plastered Edmondson from behind into the boards in front of the official, and no call. So not happy about that. The officiating for the most part tonight has been non-existent. They've let a lot of them go. They've let a lot of things go for both teams. But again, if you're going to call these cheesy penalties, you got to call them both ways. We talked about this earlier. Whether you let them play or you don't let them play, as long as you're consistent and equal for both sides, I don't care. We saw it in Montreal. The officials totally screwed up an early call and gave Boston a 5-on-3. Toronto had the exact same situation in the later period, and they called it differently, and Toronto ended up with a 5-on-4 for 4 minutes instead of a 5-on-3 for 2. So the officials just have to be accurate. F1, what's going on? Welcome in. Canadiens win. All right, we'll see. 2:45 to go. 1:45 on the power play for Montreal. Let's see if they can hang this one in. They have not pulled their goalie as of yet. Toronto going to clear this one out. If you're just coming in for the last couple minutes, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. We're almost at 10-5. We'll be back tomorrow for the Edmonton Oilers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So make sure to come stop by tomorrow and say hi. Montreal setting it up. Cross ice pass. Going for the tip, back door. Samsonov, great save. It's a scrum in front, but Sammy has it. Excellent play. Samsonov tracking that, coming over to shut that one down. Wow, that was great. Oh, thank you.
Looking and waiting for Suzuki to get back door. Watch how Suzuki gets lost in the corner. And then once it comes to Caulfield, he's going for Suzuki for the tap in. Edmonton maybe saved the goal, but it almost created one as well. That timing was right there off the stick of Edmonton, and somehow Samsonov able to rattle that one between the pads. You could see Caulfield had his head up the whole way.
And it was actually Edmondson who got his stick on it, not the Montreal player. So danger is there as Edmondson tips it into
that to get the whistle.
That happened just as Montembeault was going to the bench for an extra attacker.
So
and now
timeout, Montreal with 2:08 left to go in this game.
You know, it seems not really a draw up here, more than just a discussion. And they've scored 1 goal 6-on-4 this year, and it's not something that you really practice all that much. You do more 6-on-5 trying to tie a game late, but the X's and O's are going on the Leaf side as they try to draw up how to defend what they expect to see.
We got Leafs graphics. We got Montreal graphics. And you are earning points. If you're just coming in, you are earning points simply by being here. All you have to do is put exclamation mark points in the chat, and you'll be able to redeem graphics of your favorite team to cheer them on. And of course, channel members have access to all of our custom emojis.
Were both ready to
not 6-on-4 yet. They have not pulled the goaltender. They're still going with the 5-on-4. 2:08 left on the clock. 1:09 on the power play.
Make sure you buy yourself the
Kemp,
time.
Nylander, Brody, McCabe for Toronto. Caulfield, Matheson, Newhook, Slafkovsky, and Suzuki for Montreal.
Matheson to Caulfield, the extra attacker on now is Montembeau's gone to the bench.
Now Montembeau's gone to the bench. Now it is a 6-on-4.
Caulfield, Suzuki.
They're looking for the backdoor play.
Caulfield back
There's
to
the sneak.
captain. They'll switch spots.
They're going to back around.
And now down low.
Setting up, player open on the far side. They can't pass it across. And a bad pass. It comes all the way out. Ed Matheson couldn't keep it in. Montreal backing up with it. 1:30 to go in the period. 30 to go in the power play.
Back in. New hook along this left flank. Matheson. Couple dozen seconds remaining in the yard crook penalty. Another good stick by Camp.
Big battle in front of the net there.
Broken stick for Armia.
Armia, broken stick. He's screaming at the official. The battle in front of the net as they're putting the stick over each other's stick. Armia's stick breaks. And he's screaming at the official.
There's Brody slapping down. Didn't get the call. And then
no call. He's got to go get a new piece of lumber.
Something going offensively here.
But again, if you're calling some of the cheese that you called earlier, how you let a slash go like that at this moment in the game, I don't understand. Marty St. Louis screaming at the officials, giving it to them. Not good at all.
Well, Nick Suzuki's dominated the face-off tonight, 13-6.
Face-off. Toronto can't win that one. Montreal has it. They're going to play this.
Dumps it into the corner. Labushkin trying to kill some time. Matthews in support. Dug out by the captain. Caulfield across. And glances off the skate to Dewar. Matheson, yard crook back on.
Yard crook back on. 1 minute to go. So now it's 6-on-5.
Caulfield. Will he get it to the net? Suzuki.
Big battle in front of the net right now. Huge battle.
Across Matheson.
Edmondson doing his job. Now he's going to come away. Big shot by Slafkovsky. It goes in the corner. Edmondson, he's going to clear it around. This is going to be an icing call with 30.8 seconds left to go.
You heard the crowd, a knowledgeable crowd. They're going, you haven't been shooting the puck. Everything to the outside. Finally open up an opportunity for a one-timer, a little give and go. Here's the shot.
Sammy kicking it out with his left pad. And this is what I love about NHL goaltenders. They know their position. They know where everybody is. Sammy goes down and kicks it out with the left pad, drives the puck into the corner where Edmondson was racing. Edmondson wins that race and is able to clear the puck. Scramble draw comes back to Matheson, putting it in. Quick shot. That one's going to go high and wide, and it's going to come out. 20 seconds to go. Leafs with a quick change.
Slafkovsky sends it back in.
15 seconds to go. Leafs hammered around the boards. McMahon chips it out. Yarncrock's got an empty net. He's going to give it to Matthews. He can't get the pass across. Yarncrock shoots at the empty net and misses. 3 seconds to go. Matthews hangs onto it. He shoots it twice at the empty net. He can't score, but the Leafs hang on to win. The Leafs win. The Leafs pull it out. A come-from-behind win against Montreal.
The last 3 minutes
what
were all with an
a
extra
game. Holy
for the Montreal Canadiens. They were 6-on-4 for almost 2 minutes, and then now 6-on-5. There's the best chance at the dying seconds as Newhook tries to get
that one is put away. A great win by the Maple Leafs. They came from behind. They battled for the last 3 minutes with intense pressure by Montreal. You know, I don't think Austin Matthews has any empty net goals this year. I think every goal he has is with a goaltender in net. Oh, my goodness gracious. So 3-2, Toronto takes it. Here are your goal scorers. But you know what? Before we get to the goal scorers, we got to do what we got to do. Let me close this because it's causing a little bit of computer trouble. Let's do what we do. Uh-oh. There we go.
And now, the 3 stars of the game.
3 stars for tonight's game as we see fit. And this often will differ from what comes across on the television. You know, there's 2 Montreal Canadiens that deserve a star tonight. And I'm going to give them third stars because they really deserve it. Slafkovsky and Mike Matheson, both with 2 points tonight, both as a +1. 3 shots, 5 hits for Slafkovsky in 21 minutes, 2 shots for Matheson, but Matheson really quarterbacked this game for Montreal. Absolutely. So congrats to those two for being co-third stars. Now for Toronto, it's kind of slim pickings here a little bit, and you may disagree. Nope, I'm going to change it. I was going to go one way, but I changed it. We're going to go with Bobby McMahon. Bobby McMahon's going to get star number 2 tonight. Who did they put up here? Ooh, okay. Bobby McMahon's going to get star number 2 tonight. He played a great game. And Max Domi is going to be our star number 1. And we actually agree. Not in the same order. We had Bobby McMahon up, Slafkovsky on there, and Max Domi. So definitely good stars tonight. The Leafs rule the world. Jake, you are amazing. Jake goes from the Leafs suck, the Leafs are going to fall out of the playoffs, the Leafs are terrible, to the Leafs rule the world. Jake, you are awesome. Never change. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. This was a lot of fun. We're going to be back tomorrow for the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Edmonton Oilers. Crosby versus McDavid. Come on, a matchup for the ages. That's going to be almost as good as Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, right? Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid. Samesies. Going to be great. Have an amazing night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Mods, thank you so much for what you do on a Saturday night. We appreciate it. Thank you so much to all of our gifters, the gifted memberships, the super chats, Endgame. Thank you so much, Onyx, I Can Prep 2, Trevor, AU Triton, and Richard. Again, thank you for the huge super chat to honor your late father, James Cochran. Of course, we had everybody thinking about him earlier today, and I'm sorry the Habs didn't pull it out for you, but what a game. And thank you so much to all of our gifters. Gerard, they certainly didn't, but you know what? If you can pull out a win when you're looking bad, we'll take those points. Again, thank you, gifters. Thank you, mods. Thank you to all of our channel members. We appreciate you so much. You help keep the lights on. So thank you so much. And last but not least, if you're brand new to the channel, if you found us for the first time tonight, you came in and said hello, you hit a redemption, you did something, subscribed, liked, we thank you. It's this community that's amazing, and you help us continue to grow. Onwards to 10, 5, and beyond. Thank you. Have an amazing night. Go Leafs, go. We got a little bit of a break now, so everybody can breathe. Leafs are not back till Thursday against Philadelphia, but we'll see you tomorrow. Oilers, Penguins. Let's go!